we back? We're back.
Your life.
Live. Welcome into the fourth floor, an extension of 5 on the floor here on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. Thanks to our sponsors, Biscayne Bay Brewing, the official beer of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Also, of course, of the Miami Marlins, and you can find it at FTX Arena at the 100 level and the 300 level. The Stormtroopers joined us. You can also find it at many local supermarkets and many local restaurants in South Florida, including our sponsors, Quarterdeck. Check it out, the Tropical Bay IPA, the Marlins Lager, and all of their other great beers. Beers that brewed locally support local. Also, our friend Mark Brown, marcbrownpa.com. See, everybody, I had somebody tweet at me today that said, it's Mark with a C. That's right, it's Mark with a C. marcbrownpa.com, the man with a plan. It's a good thing I got an estate plan before I came up here in Boston, giving people quarters. 954-566-5678, 954-566-5678. You need an estate plan, particularly if you have a family. You want to make sure your money goes to the right place if something happens to you. He'll help you with all the forms, make it easy. And he's got a title company right there in-house, so he can help you with your real estate and with your closings as well. So markbrownpa.com, 954-566-5678. All right, different crew tonight, but as usual, we have enough. A couple of our regulars here, Jonathan Romlikan. You can follow him at 3Piece Combo, and of course, Ricky J. Mark at Ricky J. Mark. And Sean Rochester, you can find all over the network, including on Pace and Spaces and various other places here. You can find him at Sean Rochester NBA and our producer Alejandro Villegas. No Greg or Brady today, but we'll find them both after the game. I'm here in Boston. I can tell you that, Brady's not here, so I'll do the who's in, who's out. Robert Williams is in for the Boston Celtics. He is playing. That was reported earlier today. Marcus Smart, they drew out the theatrics as long as they possibly could, but it was just an announcement that he will not play tonight. Ime Udoka, in his pregame press conference, said that his ankle was very swollen. Of course, he played on it the other night. I don't think this is a big surprise. So Derek White will start for the Miami Heat. No Tyler Hero. We've been reporting that pretty much all day. The groin injury he suffered in the third quarter the other night. Jimmy Butler will play. He was warming up with the intention to play. I was just told he will play, as will all of the others. So basically, let's start here with some rotation stuff tonight. I'm actually going to pivot to Sean on this first tonight. Without Tyler, what happens?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's two ways this could go. You could go with the Duncan that's been brought up. I actually think they're going to lean defensively and just give Gabe and Victor more minutes, shorten the rotation with the guards a little bit, and Kyle, Max, Gabe, Vic, and maybe a little Caleb out there in the wing spots. But that's the way I would go, because I think those guys have played so well, and you got to play defense in this series. You can't try to outscore them. That's what I would do if I were Spo.
Jonathan, it's interesting because, with who's in and who's out, it changes a lot here tonight, right? Robert Williams playing, maybe Bam is not as featured as he was the other night because they're going to be rolling more bigs. You won't see Daniel Tice tonight, who's somebody that Bam typically takes advantage of. But on the other side, no Marcus Smart. It would have been nice for Tyler maybe to get sort of off the schneid here a little bit without Marcus Smart playing. It probably would have been a little bit easier for him. But it feels to me then like Jimmy, it's a little easier for him to kind of ease his way back in here with the ankle if Marcus Smart's not guarding him a lot. So what direction would you – because I think Duncan is going to play, by the way. I get what Sean's saying, but I think Duncan's going to get some looks tonight. But what direction would you go?
Well, I agree with you. First of all, I do think Duncan's going to get some minutes tonight as well, albeit probably in some spot areas like we saw and go into like a defensive zone. Something like that. But I think you want to go ahead and stick with defense. With no Marcus Smart, their biggest issue is they're going to lack creation. And for this Heat team to beat Boston, we want to make them think as much as they can, have to make as many adjustments to us as they can, trap those guys, show them different zones, do things to make Jason Tatum and make Jaylen Brown uncomfortable. Because we saw in game one that when they didn't have Marcus Smart, they did a really bad job taking care of the ball, and we saw that a little more included last night as well. So I think creating turnovers for them is going to be a big part of our game plan. And I think as far as the Robert Williams things go, I think you're right. I think Bam might not come out quite as aggressive as he did last game, but I do want to see him do the same thing. I don't think there's an excuse for him not to come out with that side of an assertiveness, maybe not taking the amount of shots, but be as assertive as he was last game. 22 shot attempts was your career high. I want you to get 20 tonight. That still needs to be your number.
Ricky, they win tonight. This is over, right?
Who, Miami?
Yeah, it's over, right?
No, Miami's already proven that they can. Boston's already proven that they can win in Boston. And if Robert Williams is back.
In Miami.
Oh, yeah, duh. Right. Sorry. What am I saying?
We're gonna get this segment right.
Ask him again. Ask him again.
They've already proven that they can win in Miami. And if Robert Williams and Marcus Smart are back, and I mean, who even knows what we're going to get out of Bam tonight, much less the next game. I don't think this series is over before Game 6, even if Miami wins tonight.
Okay, that's fair. I had this thing going 7, so I guess I got to stick to it. I thought they would get a split up here, bring it home, and see where they go from there. But Sean, one thing we have seen with Jimmy though is that when he's not 100%, it shows, right? And so it would be nice to have Tyler tonight if we were getting the Tyler of the regular season. Give me the other guy who can help Jimmy tonight if it's not Bam.
Yeah, that's the concerning thing is, if it's not Bam and Jimmy's limited in terms of scoring, or he's maybe playing that kind of passive distributor role. I mean, I guess you need a Strus night. I mean, PJ Tucker's limited in what he can do with Kyle's health right now. He's limited in what he can do. I guess you would have to go either Strus or Depot. Maybe Gabe Vincent. I mean, those are crazy answers to give in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals, but I think that's who you have to rely on.
Depot is an interesting one here because the defense, as Brady highlighted and Depot liked on Twitter and all the rest of this, the defense was elite in the last game. There's no way. I mean, he was tremendous. I mean, we can talk about what Jaylen Brown put up, but it would have been a lot more without what Oladipo did. But the offense has been shaky. He hasn't been consistent offensively. He's had a little trouble finding his groove. Some of it is inconsistent minutes, inconsistent rotations. But there are on-ball reps tonight. I mean, without Tyler, right? I mean, even if Gabe plays, Vic's going to have the ball in his hands a little bit. Jonathan, can he what do you expect? Because that's the part of his game that has been up and down. The defense has been there pretty much since he's come back.
Yeah, what do I expect? Like you said, the defense, right? That's going to be his main job tonight. Sean alluded to it. We're not going to win this game by outscoring them. We're going to win this game by out-defending them, essentially. So Oladipo gives you another person that you can just pretty much put him on Jaylen Brown on an island, and everybody else just stick onto their guy, and you can be pretty confident that he's going to do a pretty good job on Jaylen Brown. I mean, I think he ended up with 4 steals, and that's just from the halftime going on. He was doing a phenomenal job on one-on-one. He was taking his cookies a lot. Now, we know the limitations that he has on the offensive end. To your credit, or to your point, he hasn't had as much minutes with these rotation guys as much. So for him, creating plays naturally, finding those guys in their rhythm shots, it's not as easy to him. It kind of has to be a little more forced. But I think the skill set's there. Like, he has open jumpers that he's just missing. I mean, shooting 20%, you think he has to regress positively at some point and hit some shots. I think tonight could be that night. I think tonight he might get some open looks. I think he'll have, like you said, those on-ball reps. And he doesn't necessarily go both directions. He has a preferable side that he likes to go to. But I think he has that opportunity tonight to be able to have an offensive impact more than what he's had this entire postseason.
Let's pivot to the Boston side here. Jason Tatum has been anointed as a top 10 player by most of the NBA media, and at times he has played up to that. He was not good in the last game, and regardless of whether we think he was really hurt or not really hurt, it didn't come off particularly well. Top 10 guys don't have those games in the playoffs back to back. I mean, is this a little bit defining for him, Ricky? Because Jalen didn't play particularly well in Game 2, but played very well in Game 3. Obviously, with the exception of what Oladipo did with him, but Tatum is not like taken over with the exception of one half.
Yeah, absolutely not. This doesn't define him, because if we're judging players that are supposedly top 10 by those standards, then LeBron James after 2011, you see, like, so I don't think we should go down that road. You see, it's funny that Boston Celtics fans and to a certain extent the national media are making hay about the Boston Celtics only they've won most of their quarters. I would like Jason Tatum to win 2 halves in a row. When he does that, then we can start talking about quarters and all that other stuff, because Jason Tatum, I remember saying this at the start of this series as a reminder to what he did against Miami, or what he didn't do against Miami 2 years ago. Wow, has it been 2 years already? Wow. 2 years ago. He will be good one half, and the second half, That needs to change. And you're absolutely right in terms of what top 10 players are supposed to do. Top 10 players aren't supposed to be good one half, like half man, half a half or whatever. That's not what you're supposed to do. You need to be able to put it together consistently, not just over the course of a 36 to 48 minute game, but a couple of games in a row. This can't keep happening. And when you're talking about a guy who is so reliant on jumpers as Jason Tatum is, I could see why that would be the case. He needs to diversify his attack in a big way. And interestingly enough, with Marcus Smart being out tonight, I think this is actually a pretty good opportunity for both Tatum and Brown to go off and pick up the slack in terms of wing production. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they're going to be handling a ton because, Derek White is not really that kind of point guard. I mean, neither is Marcus Smart, really, but he's more so. One of the storylines up here, Sean, that was asked to Udoka before the game, is that Derek White has not been particularly aggressive. We know that the Heat are aggressive defensively. I mean, they just set a record for steals. I would figure that one of the philosophies tonight would be to blitz him, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think, to your point and to Ricky's point, like those two guys, Jason and Jalen, they don't really like playing off the ball. And so if they're going to dominate the ball, which is what you would expect, they don't have a point guard without Marcus Smart out there. I think it almost simplifies what the Heat have to do. It's not an easy task to guard either of those two guys. But if you don't have the Marcus Smart, and you saw the impact that he had, the assists that he got, the points that he got, that really simplifies, I think, the math of how do we defend? Who do we have to worry about? Who are we worried about penetrating and getting to the point of attack, getting into the lane? And we saw the problems that caused. So, it's not going to be easy by any means. And to Ricky's point, Jason Tatum's a great player. He should not have a bad game 2 games in a row. And he probably won't have a bad game. But you just have to make him work for what he gets. And if you do that, I think you have a good chance, especially without Marcus Smart.
All right, I do want to mention prizepicks.com. Use the code 5, FIVE. I'm going to go on Twitter afterwards and post some of my picks tonight, as is David Eversole and David Friedman. So take a look at the board. Also, make sure you use the code 5 at PrizePicks, but you can download it from Google Play Store or from the App Store. Also, Better Edge. Go to betteredge.com/5 reasons. This is our new social media betting app. Or social betting app. This is peer-to-peer. It's legal. Go to betteredge.com/5 reasons. That's the number 5 reasons there. You can check it out there at Better Edge and basically just sign up and they'll give you $20 to play with. Sean and Jim Rodriguez have been given their picks, so make sure that you check that out as well. All right, so let's pivot to the picks, and then Alejandro's going to take it from here tonight. I'll start. I know that people were on me a little bit for picking against them in Game 3. I did say this series was going to come back 2-2. But here's the thing. I think the Smart injury is significant. I was saying 2-2 before that. I think Miami can get this game. I really do. I think that not having Smart in there changes the way that the Celtics defend on the perimeter. A little concerned about Jimmy, but from what I was told, it really wasn't a big deal the other night. If they held him out precautionary, but I think he'll be okay tonight. And I think Kyle Lowry's going to have a bigger game tonight. He looked more comfortable on the hamstring. I think you're going to get 15-plus in scoring from Kyle tonight. I think they can win tonight, which is not something I would have thought before. And I know it goes against my pick of Heat in 7. I'll go to you, Jonathan. They win tonight?
Yeah, I do think they win tonight. Like Sean said, it's going to be, repeating this a lot, but it's going to be done on the defensive end. I think Miami's going to have some patches in this game where they struggle to score. I mean, we've seen that all series long. So I think Miami is going to definitely have some times where they struggle to score, but the defense is going to be what keeps them in this game. I think Miami is going to do a really good job. Although Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum had a lot of turnovers last game, and that's probably going to be a big point of emphasis for them, I feel like we're going to still be able to kind of do that to them. We're going to still be able to make them make bad decisions, make them overthink, make them have to just get out of their comfort zone and get out of playing at a subconscious level and have to think about everything and see everything going on, as well as no Marcus Smart. And obviously they have Robert Williams back, but does he play the whole game? That's a big question too. And they are not deep at all. So if we can bully them and make them tired in that first half, I think we play a physical game. We can grind. Threat always says we can't grit and grind or set up to a win. I think we can grit and grind and get this win tonight. I think that's how we get it done. We can't have a bad refereeing game and everything like we did last game. But as long as it's similar, semi-decently fair call, I think Miami can pull it.
I was talking to some Heat officials about the officials tonight, and their attitude is this. When you play a lot of playoff games, you're going to see the same officials all the time, right? You're going to see 20 in the first or second round. You're going to see 12, and then you're going to see 6. And you just know who the guys are, and you can't let it affect you. And this whole thing about, they're like the whole thing about Scott Foster and the extender, these things take on a life of their own, basically. And what happens is, when Chris Paul is 0 for 14 or whatever, maybe it's because Chris Paul isn't that good in those games, and Scott Foster just happens to be officiating them. So that's the Heat's attitude on this. They have the same attitude, I can tell you, because I did talk to a bunch of Heat officials up here today about the national media. Their attitude is, we're not going to give them anything to work with. So if they don't want to talk about us, that's fine. It hurts us with national awards, but beyond that, what can we do? But they are laughing at the whole, we haven't beaten anybody the whole playoffs thing. They've heard that, okay? I had somebody very high up today who said, yeah, we haven't participated in the playoffs so far. Everybody just goes out in the court and falls down and beats themselves. So they're aware of the narratives, but again, their whole thing is if they win the championship, nobody's going to care. Let's go to you, Ricky, before we close, or before Alejandro takes you. And by the way, Spanish language previews on there. Pace and Space at halftime with Sean and Tony and Marco. Post up 5R after the game and 5 on the floor, which Greg is hosting tonight. What do you think, Ricky?
Historically, officiating in Boston, no matter who you are, whether you're the Lakers, the Heat, you name it, it's always been bad. It's always been sus. I already know what's coming. Look, to those of you in the basement that are watching this right now, all 5 of you, I've got my moving materials. Okay, you know why? Because I believe the Heat are going to lose tonight. It's going to be 2-2. I said it at the end of the last post game. This series is going to go 6 or 7, probably 7. I'm prepared to accept that. These two teams are too good for it to end early. I don't think a Marcus Smart injury is going to really set the team back as much as certain contingents of Heat Twitter might have us all believe. I think at this point, it's gonna be tied 2-2. Miami's gonna go back home, win Game 5. Maybe they win Game 6 and end it, or it goes back to Miami for Game 7. I think the Heat win in 7, and with the way things are looking out in the West Coast, I really do feel like we'll be getting another one of these. So I might have started with some bad news, but this is the news you really want to worry about at the end of the day. Good news, Miami Heat are going to win the NBA championship this season.
The bad news for me is I can't find a hotel in San Francisco for under $600. All right, thanks to Jonathan Roblicott. Thanks to Ricky J. Mark, Sean Rochester, Alejandro. Check out a Spanish language preview as well. You guys are getting some views on that thing.
We're trying to.
People in Miami speak Spanish. I was not aware. Go to prizepicks.com. Use the code. Hey, wait, Ricky, by the way, I just want to show you something. I want to see if you can do something. Hold on. I know, but they were doing somersaults back here. I just want to see if Ricky's limber enough to do the same thing. No, they didn't.
I'm pretty flexible.
They've all gone away. All right, I'm gonna go get something to eat. Everybody have a good night. Again, Prize Picks.
Wait, Sean, did you pick?
Oh, Sean didn't pick. What do you think? Go ahead.
I was leaning Celtics coming back 2-2, and when the Marcus Smart injury news came out, I think I'm leaning towards Miami now. I think that's going to be significant. I know Tyler being out hurts, but get a good Jimmy game. Jimmy plus someone, we win. If you don't get support from Jimmy, you're going to lose. If you don't get anything in addition to Jimmy, Ricky can definitely do that. Look at that. That's great. Yeah, Ricky, you got that, man.
I've got a pass.
You got
That's all I'm saying.
By the way, the only thing I want to say, and this is no offense, I don't know if the way they're on off numbers with Tyler in the playoffs. Be
offensive. He sucked.
He's saving us a lot of money.
It might not be a terrible thing that he takes the night off. I just, the numbers are the numbers. They, stats don't lie, right? This is how it
Utah
works.
looks real nice this time of year.
No, wait until June. It's a little bit better, but yeah. Utah looks the same as Boston in the stands. Exactly the same. Okay, no changes. All right. Everybody, have a good night.
All right, guys. Thank you for being here in the pregame show. Remember, please help us to get to 19,000 subscribers. We are on our way there. We just went by 18,630 subscribers. So we're trying to get to 19,000 before this series is over. And then we're trying to get to 20,000 before the finals are over. Hopefully the Miami Heat can make it all the way there. Let's continue with our pregame show now with a little bit of an in-court analysis from our guy, Brady Hawk. He's not actually in Boston, but he does this film dive that I think you guys should watch. And let's review what Bam Adebayo did on Game 3 of this series here with Brady Hawk.
The Heat just took a 2-1 lead over the Celtics in Game 3. The defense came out much better than it was in Game 2. That was obviously a big storyline. Jimmy Butler sits the second half. Victor Oladipo steps in and had one of the best defensive halves I've seen in a long time. But still, the storyline of this game has to be Bam Adebayo. The aggression was constantly talked about. Will he be aggressive? They need him to be aggressive. And he was aggressive, and they put him in spots to be successful. So I just want to go through just his shot profile in this game going throughout and what I guess can be sustainable moving forward in this series. The first one, more than anything, is something I keep talking about, is that we think of shooters, we think of guards, when we hear rhythm players. We think of streaky guys that can get hot, that see the ball go in. Bam Adebayo is a rhythm player. When he sees the ball go in early, things start to work out well for him the rest of the game. That gives him the confidence. It gives him the aggressive abilities as an offensive threat right here early in the game, early in the shot clock. More than anything, getting him in the open floor. Now he has an ISO on the right side early in the shot clock. And this is when you want him to operate. You want him to operate in space against guys that are probably not as fast as him. He gives an in and out cross, and he gets to the left side, lays it in with the left hand. That was when you kind of knew what kind of game this was probably going to be for him. Now, they flow into a horn set right here for Bam, and Jimmy's going to look like he's going to come over and screen, but he's just kind of going to clear out right here. He's going to take his guy through, smart swipes, and now he has Horford on an ISO after this. So that's important to see the way that they're running sets for him in this way. But when you talk about aggressiveness, you talk about confidence, this was showing the mindset of Bam in this game. Right here, he goes up, gets stripped, gets it back, jabs, takes the shot again, and he buries it. With the fact that he can have the mindset to not only take it originally, but then get blocked and still go up with it, that's the Bam you need. You need that Bam that's confident in himself to be able to shoot that shot and just continue to be aggressive in that way. Now, something that's been talked about a ton is, can he post up smaller guys? The seamless switches all over the place. Bam's we've seen in games 1 and 2, specifically with Jaylen Brown. He's going to have Jaylen Brown on his back a ton. He has to take advantage of that matchup. Right here, he has Marcus Smart on his back, Defensive Player of the Year. And he still went to his post game and he gave a little dream shake, turns around, gets him in the air, and he ends up burying the bucket down there. Just the ability to get to his spots and go up with it immediately. Like, he just has to be mentioning the confidence, mentioning aggressiveness. He has to be able to go up and not be reluctant at all. And he wasn't in any spot of the floor. If it was face-ups, if it was post-ups, if it was isolations, if it was on the break, he was just going up. And that's the difference maker here. But the reason the aggressiveness, what this ties into, is it opens up his playmaking. Right here, you're going to see you can run post splits much more effectively now because Horford can't dip off of him. He has to stay right there with him. So now he's playing up. Strus screens for Gabe. Now he cuts back door. Bam hits him with stride, and he lays it in. Like, the fact that when the aggressiveness just ties into everything else and it turns him into a much better playmaker, that's why this is so crucial. With or without Jimmy Butler on the floor, you need this version of Bam. The question is the consistency of it. How often are you going to get this? But you can just see the difference in defensive coverages when this starts to happen. Now, the other part of this, I think an underrated part of this, Tyler Hero had a really rough game once again, but they were still watching him overly, where he was used a ton as a roller, and that really worked early in the game specifically, where Miami Spo and the coaching staff really changed the substitution pattern to get Hero and Bam on the floor more in that first half. Right here, hits him on the roll, and now he goes up and over. Getting him in as a roller is one thing, but getting him in space as a roller is another thing. That's what they did a ton in this game. And I'm going to show a play later in this game that really kind of sealed it for them on a run. But getting him in space like this against the Celtics team that's going to be switching and doubling and then recovering or hedging, like that, you have to be able to slip and find him in space like this so he can be effective. Now, speaking of Jaylen Brown on his back, right here, he gets one of the things he did a ton in this game. We always talk about, is he going to be more of a face-up threat or a post-up threat? Like, what is going to be his go-to move in a game where he scores 31? Well, he kind of mixed both them together. He was using his face-up game to get into a lower post seal, like you see right here. So go back one more time. He's going to give it jab, goes. Now he spins, and now he gets into his post-up. Now he has Jaylen Brown on his back. Something he saw a ton in games 1 and 2 that he didn't really take advantage of. Right here, he does that, spins into a left hook, buries it. He's taller, he's stronger. Like that, he has to be utilized when those mismatches are found, because otherwise Miami's offense is just going to be flattened out. If you go 4-on-4 on the other side and don't go to that, the Celtics will win that possession more times than not. Now, once again, I mentioned getting him in space as a roller right here. Boston's making a little bit of a run. It's a 9-point game. Max Strus, he did a very good job in this game, just hitting big shots. But this was a big play from Max Strus, just being able to take this extra dribble. You look at them going empty corner right here. Instead of stopping right here, he takes that one more dribble, throws a one hand inside to Bam on the roll. And now he flies over the top. Just a huge play from him, from Max, to be able to make that pass. When you have these guys that are going to be watched like that and being doubled and 2 on the ball, that's when Bam is kind of the most effective player on the floor. Lastly, talk about a big shot late in the game. 4-point game after Max just hit his 3. Now Bam has to go late in the shot clock. As you're going to see right here, he gets Horford up in the air, jumps into him, probably could have been a foul, and he still buries it. Like, when he has that type of confidence, just to finish off this topic with that, he's pretty close to unstoppable. Like, when he has that type of aggressiveness looked in his eye, he's hard to stop. And now you can see what it opens up. Like, when he's able to do this and without Jimmy Butler on the floor, it's going to open guys like Jimmy up. It's going to open guys like Kyle to set up the offense. It's going to open Tyler Hero up eventually. But this is the starting point. And now, I guess, heading to the rest of the series, everybody's going to be eyeing the consistency of it the rest of the way.
All right, that was Brady Hawk with his film dive. You can watch his entire playlist stuff. His content is really good on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. Just look for the playlist. Brady has his own playlist called Film Dive with Brady Hawk. Let's continue our pregame show. Now, as we wait for the starting lineup for the Miami Heat, let's continue listening now to the episode of 5 on the Floor, the episode that the guys did right after the big win for the Miami Heat against the Boston Celtics in Game 3, led by a very aggressive Bam Adebayo in that game. So let's continue now. Defining win for Bam and Miami, the episode of 5 on the Floor, as we get ready for Game 4 of
Welcome to the latest episode
Eastern
of 5 on the
Conference
Floor on the
Finals.
5 Reasons Sports Network. Thanks for joining us on your favorite podcast app. We're on Podbean, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. We're also on Dash Radio on their Nothing But Net channel every single weeknight at 7 p.m. Also, check out 5 Reasons YouTube. Post up 5 hours after the Heat game ends, before Floor, an hour before the Heat game begins, and plenty of content throughout the day and throughout the week. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and also the like button. We appreciate that. And spell out 5reasonsports.com for the latest content on all the South Florida teams without a paywall for the latest takeaways from Brady Hawk, Hussam Patel, Alex Baumgartner, Austin Robillard, and others. Also, check out the great sponsors of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. We mention this one every night. This is the official sponsor of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. From a fantasy perspective, it's prizepicks.com. You can download the app at Google, the Google Play Store, also on the Apple Podcast. Excuse me. It's been a long night, but a good night. Also on the App Store if you're an iPhone person. And again, it is free, but if you use the code 5, F-I-V-E, your deposit up to $100 will be matched dollar for dollar. You don't need to use it all at once. You can play any of the sports. Of course, we play the NBA here, and we do prize picks on 5 before all the Heat games to tell you what to play. You shouldn't have gone over on the Tyler Hero 3s tonight. I apologize for that one. But go to Prize Picks, use that code 5, F-I-V-E, get your initial deposit matched up to $100. That's a special promo through our network. And now, tonight's bewildered, remarkable, amazing, what the hell did they just do episode.
Down the Biscayne. Yeah. 5 on the floor, ride for my dogs. Where here's the thing, you can check the score. Hustle hard, couple scars, wearing bubble frauds. Just like Butler said, you in trouble, y'all. Kept the floor playing, got it all banned. Y'all seen the block, stop with one hand. And Pat we trust, it's power, have the guts. We're here to bring the heat, y'all can hang it up.
Welcome to 5 on the Floor, a daily insider show on the Miami Heat and the NBA, featuring Ethan Skolnick, Greg Sylvander, and Alex Toledo, plus others from the 5 Reasons Sports Network.
All right, Ethan Skolnick back on 5 on the Floor. Here's tonight's floor plan. I got Brady Hawk. You can follow him at Brady Hawk 305. You've got Greg Sylvander will be joining in a minute. You can follow him at Greg Sylvander. The Miami Heat, with really a defining win for this group. That's how I look at this. 109-103. They get off to a 26-point lead in this game. And when you talk about holding on for dear life, this was the absolute definition of it. They gave up some of that lead before the end of the first half with Boston going on a 10-0 run. Then they lose Jimmy Butler at halftime with knee inflammation. I'll give you more on that as we go forward. Marcus Smart pulls a Paul Pierce without the wheelchair. Jason Tatum with some remarkable return. The crowd goes crazy. Miami can't buy a bucket for most of the fourth quarter. After in the third, they kind of is like every time they needed something, somebody gave them something, but they had 6 points through the first 9 minutes or 8 or 9 minutes of the fourth quarter, but they close it out. A big Kyle Lowry steal, Victor Oladipo's defense, which is going to get a lot of love from us tonight. And Bam Adebayo, you talk about a response. Greg Sylvander said it. He heard the noise. He made some noise. One of the best performances of Bam's career under the circumstances without Jimmy Butler, considering all of the criticism that I think he was rightfully taking through the first couple games of this series in terms of his offense. He put the heat on his back tonight. He did what a max player does on the offensive end, not just the defensive end. I mean, this was, and I'll go to you first, Greg, because I know the words you're going to use. I mean, you talk about a gut check. This win was a gut check. Like it's a defining win for this particular team. And I'm just thinking about PJ Tucker's performance tonight and Victor. I mean, the job that he did, it's going to get overlooked because what he ended up with, like 5 points. We're going to talk Bam, but it was really remarkable, honestly, what they did tonight.
I said it on Twitter and I'm going to reiterate it here. One of the most gritty, grinded out, absolute playoff road victories. Like, for them to go into that building and to get up big, and then for the Celtics to start to chip away at it, get it down to 15 at the half. Then there's no Jimmy in the second half. Like, that's worst case scenario when you think about the way that this offense has been operating. No Jimmy Butler for an entire second half. Bam Adebayo steps up. You see these performances. Victor Oladipo, 4 steals, and it was more than just the steals. There were so many other things he did well. Kyle Lowry was the stabilizing presence. Again, PJ Tucker, I mean, he's just every time I think I could love him more in terms of being a Miami Heat player, he shows more of it. To me, this is so huge because it actually, in a weird way, can kind of reinforce to these guys that they have the ability to step up when Jimmy is not there. So Chris Haynes reported, and I know, Ethan, you were mentioning this on our Off the Floor feed as well, that it doesn't appear that Jimmy Butler's injury is serious and that he should be able to play. He doesn't expect to miss any games. So for me, like, for them to gut out this victory, no Jimmy in the second half, it's just absolutely huge for this series. It's a total game changer.
Let me give you an update on that before Brady breaks some of this down. I talked to 2 sources about Jimmy. This, of course, is the same knee that he's had trouble with during the playoffs and actually during part of the season, although it wasn't widely reported. I've reported on 5 on the Floor and Off the Floor that he probably will need off-season surgery on this knee. Jimmy doesn't like to talk about injuries, but I would anticipate we're going to get a press release at some point saying that he got this thing cleaned out sometime, before he heads off to France or wherever he goes in the off season. It's inflammation, just like it was the last time. It swells on him. The next 24 hours will be critical to see if he can play in game 4, but winning this game may change the equation. They went up to Boston and they did what they had to do. They got one, and they got one without Jimmy for the second half. And we really should devote the entire second half of the episode to Bam. So I want to cover some other guys here first. Victor Oladipo started in his place in the second half. We've talked about him earning the minimum contract at various times, right? But no time like tonight. Okay. And I mean, to me, that's a player that somebody pays just for that defense, like with nothing offensively. And it speaks to the sacrifices he's made. And, we had questions about him whether he'd be a team guy with this group. There had been some questions in Indiana and other places about that, whether he was serious about fitting in. He literally did not look for his shot unless they absolutely needed it. He just defended his ass off tonight.
And I think that's what made him a Heat player in the first place. A guy that's been an all-star, but is also willing to come in, enter, and be just a straight-up defensive guy like that. I think he was the player of the third quarter for the fact that you have to step into the role of Jimmy Butler, but you don't play to the level of him, where you're saying, I don't have to be Jimmy Butler. I have to be Victor Oladipo here.
and I'm going to defer to these other guys. I'm going to play my role. There was a time at the end of the third quarter, I was like, he's been the best player in this third quarter, and he hasn't even been good offensively. Like, he was kind of just standing in the corner, watching a little bit, moving around, but was that good defensively that Jaylen Brown had a really good game in this game. Like, he ended up with 40 points on 14 of 20 shooting, but he also had 7 turnovers, and I can guarantee probably 4 of those were Victor Oladipo. Like, he was bothering him in that second half. Like, it's one of those things where we look back to what PJ Tucker did to Kevin Durant, like when he was with Milwaukee, and they say, yeah, he got that number at the end, but he had to earn it. Like, he had to get to that point because he made it difficult. That's what Victor Oladipo did to Jaylen Brown in this game. So talk about earning a minimum. Like, this game alone definitely does that. 4 steals in that type of 20-minute span where you can kind of dominate. And we always talk about him being an on-ball threat. Like, the off-ball stuff he was doing in this game was incredible. Just denying the loose ball stuff. Like, that was kind of just going around for everybody. I think this was just a huge, we're going to talk about Bam, like you said, and we're going to probably talk about Kyle Lowry, but what a game for role players. And I think that's what makes this stuff to talk about gritty. I said before this game, I think minutes should go up, which it did for Bam. Bam played 42 minutes. But they kind of went another direction where they used basically every card they had on this roster, except probably Udonis Haslem and Haywood Highsmith. Like, they went down the line and said, we're going to try to utilize whatever we have down this roster. And I want to say, because I'm sure he's not going to get a full segment here, so I just want to throw this in. Max Strus, like, he deserves some real love from this game. 16 points, doesn't really say it, but there was one part of this game where Miami's just holding on in the fourth quarter to hold on to this lead. It's a 4-point game. Jaylen Brown hits a 3. The place goes crazy. Now it's a 1-point game. And I feel like everybody just generally said, okay, that was the shift. Like, they held on for so long, but now you don't have Jimmy Butler. They don't have offense going. What do? The next possession, Max Strus comes off, flies off a screen, squares up, and hits a 3. And that play shifted everything in this game. That allowed Miami to get into their offense late in the game. If Max Strus doesn't hit that shot, I just don't think they win this game. Ends 4 of 7 from 3. So just the role players in general. And then you mentioned PJ Tucker, what he was able to do defensively. Like, he did basically the opposite of what Oladipo did. Like, Oladipo was containing, swiping. PJ Tucker was just basically bothering Jason Tatum with physicality. Like, he was going to overplay him. He was going to get into him. He was not going to allow him to be comfortable at all, which he was not, even forgetting the injury that happened. He was 3 of 14 in this game with 6 turnovers. Like, Jason Tatum was all over the place. And you know what you're going to hear on TV tomorrow is that Jason Tatum needs to be better. Not the fact that PJ Tucker was the reason that Jason Tatum played like that. So I think he deserves a lot of credit too. But it's just, that speaks to what this team is. They've been a team that relies on depth, relies on a bunch of guys. And for them to plug guys in and just move these roles around and these guys step up, that just kind of speaks to it in the Eastern Conference Finals.
And Greg, that's why the national media doesn't understand this team, because that's why you have at halftime, you know, basically all 3 on the halftime crew are saying, you know, if the Celtics do this, if they do this, and the 10-0 run in the end of the first half. And I know it gets irritating for me to keep talking about this, but this is kind of what Mark Jones was talking about a little bit when he was on with us, but it's also just why this team is so hard to define. People would look at Victor Oladipo's box score tonight, seriously, and say, like, you're casuals, right? And say, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. Like, where's Vic from Indiana, right? They don't win the game without Vic. They don't win the game without Max's. I thought the Max 3, and then obviously the Bam, the Lowry steal was critical. The Max 3 is what kept the thing from going completely the other direction. I think without Strus making that 3, they lose by 10, honestly, because the way that the momentum was building in that case, and Miami couldn't find anybody to get a shot off. If he doesn't make that shot, they lose by 10. But beyond that, then you have the Bam shot, okay? And you know, I want to save this because I feel like he deserves his entire segment here. But just his desire to take that shot, make or miss, his desire to take that shot. And I think what it speaks to, Greg, is what we talk. It's not just that we have enough or all the rest of that, but it is, we have seen this repeatedly this season. When somebody is out, somebody else assumes the role. Brady's talked about this. When Lowry was out, Gabe did the Lowry things. Earlier in the season, when Robinson was struggling, Strus would fill in for him. We've seen Oladipo fill in for Butler and do certain things. But tonight it was Bam filling the Jimmy Butler, I'm going to put you on my back role. And these are different roles, and you need people to fill them. And then PJ throughout. Before we get to Bam, though, give me something else. Give me something other than Bam, because I just want to go all Bam in the second half of this episode.
I mean, I think that the one other thing to take from this is that when you look at what Boston did, they really started to trim down and only play basically 5 guys. Peyton Pritchard, for as much as he was successful in Miami, etc., like they abandoned the Daniel Tice thing and they went with those guys. I'm interested to see how they bounce back. Banged up, Jason Tatum got banged up, Marcus Smart banged up. Them guys running into the tunnel like they're hurt and then running back out later to the standing ovations just made me want to throw up. This is the thing for me. Kyle came back tonight and he was effective. 6 assists, only 2 turnovers, 4 steals, hit a couple of threes, was able to play 29 minutes, did not appear to be a defensive liability. It's really good to see Kyle Lowry in that form, because if Jimmy can come back and play, and they've already got the one. So like, this is a really important piece to this. They got up to Boston. They got this victory. Now game 4 is really like a gravy type game, and they can get greedy with it. But I just feel like this was the game that they, considering they got up, what was it? 25 or whatever the crazy score
26,
was.
26.
They had to get this one. This would have been so deflating. So for me, before we pivot completely to Bam, the big thing is just how monumental the victory really is in this series.
And the smile on Pat Riley's face that was starting to creep up, but he wouldn't let it get there in that building. I mean, I know that's not the building that he was in for a lot of his grand moments, right? It's the other one down the street that was, that was there before, but with the real parquet. But there's been some moments in that building too. And I got to think for him, like the guys who did it for them tonight, like just think about that. The guys who did it tonight, okay, Bam Adebayo, picked out, back end of the lottery. PJ Tucker acquired this offseason, sort of a quintessential Heat player, and the flyer he took on Victor Oladipo for a minimum contract, and for them to gut this thing out, again, like I said, it's a remarkable win. All right, we're going to talk more about Bam here in a second. Before we do, Brady's appearances here on 5 on the Floor brought to you by our friend Eric Rubenstein. You can find him at Ask About Me, I Got You on Instagram. I always say this is the most entertaining Instagram account that any personal injury attorney will ever have. More importantly, in addition to being a huge Heat fan, he also is just really great at his job. So check out Eric. He can handle everything from car accidents to slip and falls to medical malpractice for you. He's got all the details. If you follow him at Ask About Me, I Got You. He's got great advice on there for you, even if you're not hiring an attorney right now, just something you might want to put in your back pocket. But you can find him at 954-829-ERIC. That's 954-829-ERIC, ERIC. Again, or on Instagram at Ask About Me, I Got You. Help is on the way, okay? If you need some money from an accident, he's the guy who can do it for you. He's got a great team behind him as well. And you can talk some Heat basketball while you're waiting in the courtroom also. So reach out to Eric again. It's 954-829-ERIC. If we're going to talk about a guy and we're going to nitpick, right? We're going to nitpick. And we just did an episode where essentially I threw out the comparison. Is Bam Adebayo Draymond Green? I mean, 10 years younger and not a bad thing to be. And we all agree that Draymond Green's a max player in his current role. He's a star in his role. If that's all Bam becomes, then are you okay with that as a max guy? And I think we all said, I think the three of us and Alex, we all said yes. We said yes. But this is the tease. like tonight, like this is the tease. It's in there. And it's just like, it's almost like, if you're Bam, do you do that tonight? Because then everybody's going to expect it the next time. But he had 6 shot attempts in the first 5 minutes. How many did he have in the last game? 6, right? Yep. Total?
Tonight was his career high in field goal attempts, postseason or otherwise, per Cooper Moorhead on the timeline.
And it's not just because it's not just because Jimmy was out. That's the thing. The first half of this game, the most aggressive guy on the floor for the Miami Heat was Bam Adebayo. But then you needed something else at the end of the game, and then he gives you that jump shot from about 13, 14 feet from the wing and basically closes the deal tonight. I'm going to go to you first, Brady, because we have talked about how do you get him more involved, right? And whether it's scheme, whether it's attitude on his part, whether it's rotation and players on the floor, it felt like it was all of it tonight. And I think it started with Kyle Lowry, but you also mentioned, and I know we're not going to speak real highly of Tyler Hero tonight because that was a dog performance tonight. There's no way around it. Okay, he did not step up. He looks lost. I don't know if he's injured because I'm not making excuses, but at the end of the game, he had a wrap there, so we'll see what comes out there. But he did not close this game. And I tweeted in the third quarter that I don't think he should close this game, right? When Marcus Smart went over him for an offensive rebound and he couldn't get anything going offensively. But also they did, as you mentioned, match some of the Hero Bam minutes tonight to get Bam a little bit more comfortable. So I guess, was it all of it?
Definitely. I think it was a mixture of it all. I think the starting point was, like you mentioned, they came into this game, and Spo even said it this morning, they were going to find a way to get Bam involved. And I think one of the ways, Dedmon did get its quick 2 fouls, but the substitution pattern where instead of bringing Hero at the 6-minute mark, they bring him in at the 3-minute mark. So then Bam re-enters at the 3-minute mark just to kind of match those two players up. And as much as we talk about Tyler in this game struggling, in that opening stint, he did a very good job of getting Bam the ball in his spots and kind of getting him involved in that way. But back to Bam, the biggest thing more than anything is something I said a lot, even on pregame, is Bam Adebayo is a rhythm player. Like, we think of guards, we think of shooters, we think of a rhythm player. Bam Adebayo needs to see the ball go up early in a game, needs to see the ball go in early in a game to get going in that way. And that's what you saw in this game. I think the biggest thing is if you were to say that you were going to get a 31-point game like this on 15 of 22 shooting, you think of the Nets game, you think of face-up jumpers, you think of a lot of that type of stuff of working on face-ups. He did a lot in the post where he was just bodying guys, getting into a turnaround jumper. He had a left hook. Like, he was just throwing in these different elements, plus being used as a roller. And when you combine all of that, you're not one-dimensional saying, okay, I'm going to post up here. I'm going to take a face-up jumper here. And you just play freely. It just makes the total difference. And the reason I say it ties all together is more than anything, more than schematics or the way he's being utilized or where he's being utilized. Every time he took a shot, he wasn't thinking. He was just going up. He knew he had to go up every time because they knew that they had to get shots up for him. And there was a couple of plays there where he went up, he got stripped, and he re-attained the ball and went right back up, and he had a jumper. Like, that's the type of stuff where you know what mode Bam Adebayo is. When he can kind of get the ball and still continue to go up with it even after just being denied. Like, more than anything, we talk about aggressive Bam. You just need confident Bam. You need a Bam that's going to be comfortable in himself. And tonight, he was comfortable in himself. Like, every element that you've seen him be great at, he was. Like, not only in half court, but he's running the floor. He's just doing a lot of these different things. And I think Kyle Lowry deserves a lot of credit for that. Like, I think Kyle Lowry deserves a lot of credit in this game because I don't think they win down the stretch if they didn't have Lowry just setting them up and being the calm force without Jimmy. But for getting Bam involved early, he was really just getting him in his spots. And he came into this game, I think, knowing that he wanted to get him there. But to score also 31 and have one free throw, that's another just crazy part of this. And I will throw in the fact that mentioning that Bam had one free throw, the Heat didn't have a lot of free throws. The fact that they had 14 free throws to the Boston's 30, and that number kind of went up at the end because they ended up getting fouled so many times at the end of the game. That number was not as big as it is at that point. But to, I guess, play with 8-on-5 there at times, Bam just really showed up in terms of just all the elements that we talked about and just being aggressive. That's what it all comes down to.
Yeah, I think the free throws were at one point 28-6, I believe, until the Heat had a run of them at the end of the game. And I actually have a Celtics fan arguing with my tweet on Twitter saying that the refs were Heat biased. I'm not an officials person. People know that. I've been doing this for 25 years. I don't, that's not where I go usually. I've seen it cut both ways in a lot of ways. I saw Dwayne in 06 finals. Okay. I was there. This was atrocious tonight. I'm sorry. This was not just a product of the Heat not attacking the basket. literally every 50-50 call for the first 3.5 quarters went Boston's way. Every single one. And, this is a real thing. And I don't know that it's a Celtics bias. It's a home court bias in the playoffs. Okay. And it just is. And the officials have always, if you look at the statistics, it's not the chicken and the egg thing where people are like, well, yeah, the home team gets more free throws because they're usually up late. That's not the reason. The reason is because the officials are human and they get caught up in the crowd. And I've talked to officials about this. And tonight was one of those absolute examples. The officials were literally, the Heat were playing 8-on-5 tonight. I mean, they were, and I'm, so again, I don't go there usually. I think it's weak for fans to go there most of the time. This was disgusting tonight. It really was. Now, part of it is Jimmy was out in the second half, and that cuts into a little bit, but he wasn't getting calls in the first half either. It was, and look, game 4 is going to be worse in that regard. Okay. Cause the NBA has an interest in this thing going 7. No question about it. The ratings are going to go up in this series, even as players fall off. But Greg, let me go to you on this because you put on our off the floor feed earlier today, which we hope that people subscribe to, $3.05 a month, but we put a lot of stuff there before anywhere else. I put the Jimmy stuff there a quarter before I put it on Twitter because, we have paying customers. I'm going to go to them first on it. But Greg, you posted on there, Bam heard the noise. What does that mean?
I mean, for me, it got so loud that I don't think you could avoid it. I think Bam Adebayo is also plugged in to social media just enough to get a gist of what the heck is being talked about. And also this, it kind of got beyond just social media. Frankly, it was noisy enough to where, you had the broadcast, we talked about Eric Reed, etc. So when I checked in with somebody that, is kind of close to the entire situation there in Miami, Bam heard the noise was what I heard. And that was an ominous thing because it's like, okay, you need to step up in that scenario. And that was where this game tonight for him, Brady hit the nail on the head in terms of like for him to get 31 with one free throw and for this team to get out rebounded by 10, but forcing 23 turnovers. It was just one of those games where I thought Bam on both ends spearheaded basically everything they were trying to do. It was one of the most impressive games from him in the playoffs. And to your point, as we cycle all the way back to the beginning here, with the context going into the second half with no Jimmy Butler, and that Celtics team they were taking shots and getting back in the game. And every time, even when they were down 12 or they would cut it to 10, the fans were acting like they just took the lead. It was crazy. Like there was a crazy atmosphere there. The Heat held them off, and it was Bam Adebayo leading the way. It's nice to see him answer that calling after it was so apparent that they needed it. Like that's a really positive development for this organization.
Yeah. To me, this is the most important game Bam's played. I know that we're going to talk about, the block on Tatum and the regular season game winner against the Nets at home, or the way he took over a fourth quarter in Washington a couple of years ago without Jimmy. But this was all of it, right? This was the noise. Okay. This was the road crowd. So it's not at home against the Nets in a regular season game. This was the postseason. And this was without Jimmy Butler in the second half. It was literally all of it. And he didn't fold. And this characterization that we have of him, that he may not be as alpha as some of the other guys on this team, this was the alpha performance. Jimmy, Eric Spoelstra said it afterwards. He said, because if I'm following Alex's feed here, so I apologize if I'm a little bit slow, but he basically said he did the Jimmy thing. He did his version of what Jimmy does in terms of do what's necessary to win the game. So it's just, it really is. I mean, he deserves all the flowers for what he did tonight. He also had 2 huge blocks in the second half and was still doing all that stuff defensively. Like if he's on another team, this would be the type of performance they would break into programming to talk about. Okay. And instead, of course, everybody's saying that the post game is all about what is exactly, Brady, what you said, what Tatum didn't do, what Miami didn't do. Bill Simmons just tweeted, and I just went back at him. I mean, not that he'll see it, but he just went back at him. His tweet was, Miami is smart, turned it into a football game, and it worked. Celts couldn't handle it. I tweeted back, the free throws were 30-14 Boston. That included Miami's late tech free throws and late put away free throws. Bam had 1 free throw. you're not going to escape the narratives here. But the thing is, for everybody, and I saw some Cleveland writers and some LA saying they're tired of the Heat culture stuff. And Greg, I give you a hard time about it. But literally, this win embodied it, like all of it, like every part of this. This is not a game they should have won. It's just not. It's on the context of it. It's just not a game that they should have won. Okay, and we can talk about how bad Marcus Smart's injury looked, but Marcus Smart was doing. He was doing cartwheels after he came back. Okay, he literally was. He had it. What's Dwayne's old move? The the not the crossover. The you know what I'm talking about.
Euro step.
Yes. Marcus was literally Euro stepping when he came back off that ankle. Okay. So how bad was the ankle? I'm sorry. The whole thing's ridiculous. All right. We're going to talk a little bit more about where this series goes now when we come back. Before we do, I want to tell you about a great sponsor of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. You can reach out to him at markbrownpa.com. That's markbrownpa.com. He tweeted me during the game. He says, if I'm a sponsor, do I get inside info? So I will admit, okay, that in this particular case, it didn't just go on off the floor. It actually went to Mark first about Jimmy Butler's situation. But here's the thing. Mark can get you an estate plan, okay? And you need that, okay? If you're young with a family, you especially need that. Make sure you know where your money's going to go. He's based in North Lauderdale. He does a great job. He'll go through all the forms with you. He'll make it easier for you to kind of understand it. And he's got right there in-house, he's got a title company so that you can he can handle your real estate, your closings. He did this for me in a couple of cases. And yes, he also filled out an estate plan, so I make sure that my daughter is taken care of. So reach out to him at 954-566-5678. That's 954-566-5678. That's markbrownpa.com. And I do want to mention one more sponsor here, and that's therapistpreferred.com. You get the gummies, the tincture, the sports cream. Go to therapistpreferred.com. You get 25% off if you use the code 5. That's the number 5, RSN. That's therapistpreferred.com. Use the code 5RSN for 25% off the best CBD. It'll help you recover. It'll help you sleep. There's a bunch of players on the Heat and Celtics who could use that right now. So go to therapistpreferred.com. Use the code 5RSN. And for your estate plan, reach out to Mark Brown. And your closings, reach out to Mark Brown at Mark Brown, MARC, brownpa.com. Here's the thing about this series. Now, we don't know where it's going to go because we don't know who's going to play. That's going to be that the who's in, who's out on Monday night, Brady. I'm going to be up in Boston, by the way, so I apologize for that. But when we do that, Brady, it's going to be interesting because, now Kyle Lowry is going to play, we assume. He looked fine tonight. Tyler Hero, I guess, is a little bit in doubt there. Jimmy Butler would be a lot in doubt. I can make the case for holding him out of game 4. I guess if he's at 85, 90%, you try to steal it, right? Where does he have to be? What do you think, Greg?
He's playing.
You think so?
Yeah. And also, frankly, it's a little bit of dot connection because when Chris Haynes is tweeting out that he should not miss any games, I'll read the tweet for everyone here. Jimmy Butler's knee injury isn't being considered serious, and there's a strong possibility it doesn't cause him to miss a game. Miss a game, meaning he'll be back next game. To me, that information is being fed to Chris directly there on site. So I feel that that's probably, but this is the one thing about it, Ethan, to your point about him being in doubt. What he wakes up and feels like tomorrow and how functional and how stiff it gets, et cetera. I think that there is going to be question marks about his ability to carry the load the way that he has. And again, this harkens back to the Bam stuff. They needed it now because I don't know that Jimmy's going to be able to come in and get 49 and 8 in the next game, So it's a situation where I think he'll play, but in terms of his effectiveness, in terms of him being able to log heavy minutes, I think that that's very much touch and go.
Well, that's a good point because Jimmy hasn't played that well when he's been banged up this year. When he comes in, when we're talking about Jimmy being questionable, the results have typically not been good. There's a big difference. We always talk about this. He'll come out and you'll know in the first couple minutes, if he's got jump, if he's over the rim or he's not. And if the knees, it's the same knee. If the knee's bothering him again, he might not be. But let's pivot to the other side because there are 3 interesting situations here now. Okay. First, I thought the absence of Robert Williams was huge at the start of this game. And Robert Williams may have cost himself 3-4 years on his career by coming back from, doing the surgery that he did to shave the meniscus instead of repair it. I'm familiar with that particular procedure. He basically did, that to come back sooner. That may cost him. That's something Dwayne Wade did in college that he always regretted. I don't know if he's back for the next game. Daniel Tice was ineffective completely. They took advantage of him. Horford was really the only big that was gave the Celtics anything tonight. I mean, Smart, for all of the theatrics, and I know it looked bad, but I felt bad about it on our thread. I said, with Smart, you never know. And then he was back 3 minutes later. There's always theatrics with him on this stuff, but that may swell. I mean, he may not be able to play. We'll see. Okay. And he did miss a game in this series with injuries. And then Tatum situation. I mean, the shoulder, who knows how that's going to feel in a couple of days. Those three things could affect it considerably. So, Brady, there's no sure thing on the other, and they're not as deep as the Heat. So there's no sure things over there either.
No, definitely not. You even look at tonight, you talk about not being deep. Miami was attacking Tice because that was the matchup. Like, they were going to go right at him, and they did, and it worked. So what did they do? They played Daniel Tice 11 minutes in the game, and they basically rolled out the same five the rest of the time. They gave Derek White and Pritchard 14 and 13 minutes. But other than that, it was the same five-man group of the front court of Horford, Grant Williams, and Tatum, who played 42, 39, and 41. So they have the opposite approach of Miami when guys go down. Like, Miami looks to their 11th and 12th guy when everybody goes down, and the Celtics basically look to their first, second, and third and say, you're playing 7 more minutes than you already were probably. So it definitely changes things dramatically. I think the Robert Williams thing is probably more important than anything. Like, of course, the Tatum Smart, we know if they're out, that changes things. But Robert Williams not playing changes their entire defense. Like, when we heard this news in the regular season, when we said, okay, when they said Robert Williams is going to be out and they don't know when he's going to return, we said, well, there's an opening. Like, it's really unfortunate for Robert Williams because he's kind of the glue to it all, and it changes the versatility that they have and not being able to attack anybody. Now there's opening. So if he doesn't return, I think that's big. And on Miami's side, Greg, you were mentioning about question marks maybe for Jimmy. It depends on like when he wakes up or maybe the next day. That we could enter a fourth element here where you say Kyle Lowry was okay, but hamstrings are very weird where you just played 29 minutes in this game and you wake up tomorrow, you wake up the next day and all of a sudden it's tight again. Like, that's this is going to be a day-by-day process with Kyle Lowry. So that's, I guess, another thing to monitor, but it's going to be, that's kind of what I think Miami likes these situations. Like, Miami fits this type of build, this type of series, this type of in and out mentality more than anybody that's left in it right now. Like, this is Eric Spoelstra's bread and butter, that he could kind of throw guys in the mix like Victor Oladipo and they could kind of save you. So I think there's going to be adjustments. I think Boston, by the way, I just want to throw this in as well when you talk about adjustments. They didn't shoot bad at all. Like, they shot 49% from the field and 38% from three. They had 23 turnovers, like 23 turnovers to 8 turnovers. Like, that is not a free throw element where refs are dissecting that. This is like a Miami Heat defense that played absolutely awful in game 2. I think it was one of their worst performances of the season in game 2 defensively. And we could talk about Bam Adebayo turning it around and coming back in game 3 ready. Eric Spoelstra came back ready in game 3, where he locked in this defense. No matter who was out there, it didn't matter if they had 2 weaker defenders out there or if Jimmy Butler was out in the second half. They were locked in defensively. They were rotating everywhere. So adjustments, whoever is out there, basically what I've been saying and I've been aligned with this entire series, no matter who's out there on either side, if the Heat's defense is playing to their peak levels, they're going to be in any game moving forward. Like, that's what's going to happen. They're going to have choppy offense. Sometimes they'll have a hot spurt like they had in the beginning of this game. But if this defense can play like this, they can win any series left. And that's why they're a contender.
To me, Greg, this is how I view this. The playoffs, we remember certain games and remember them as kind of characteristic of particular teams. One of the games that I always remember for the Big 3 era was that closeout in Chicago, because that, to me, that typified like just the havoc that those two guys, like that when they were tuned in together, there was nothing you can do. And I look back at that game 4 against Indiana, 2012. Okay. I was sitting there, baseline, just like, what the hell's going on? I mean, Dwayne Wade was awful in that series. Chris Bosh was out. Dwayne was yelling at Spo. Dwayne was, going to see Tom Crean to get, his, shots at his knee and all the rest of this stuff. He made one layup at the end of the second quarter. Okay. LeBron got him a layup. And then from then on, that second half, they went nuclear. And like those two games, like people talk about the Ray Allen game, but to me, those two games, they talk about the LeBron game in Boston in Game 6. So the Heat, they've had some struggles up there against the Heat. Okay, some memories against the Heat, but that was just a LeBron masterpiece. But when I think of like the big three and the Dwayne LeBron combination, I think of those two games.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, I'm going to think of this game for this team. I know that the Philadelphia series got a little shaky when Embiid came back and they won 2, but I feel like most Heat fans felt like they would kind of figure it out, that the Sixers would fold. They didn't have that kind of mental fortitude. Harden's a joke. Okay. All the rest of that stuff. I just wanted to say that one more time. But nobody believes that about this Boston team. Like nobody believes they're mentally frail. Okay. Like, no, I mean, it's a tough-minded team. They're well coached. Their stars care. Okay. And so to me, the playoffs started tonight. Okay. Like this felt like you're in the run with them.
You're right.
And what I was going to tweet right now and actually use the personal account for, because I don't do this much, tonight, this felt like a Miami Heat team that refuses to let this season go. Because we haven't, until Brady just brought it up there with the defense, we haven't really talked about that on this podcast, which is that they just got embarrassed at home.
I know.
Like a lot of teams would have folded, but the circumstances, Jimmy out, Hero way below standard. Okay. Way below. And we just have to acknowledge that at this stage. All right. We just did a podcast about which of the two guys was going to step up. One couldn't have stepped up more and one couldn't have stepped up less. Okay. But all of the circumstances of this game and the struggles to score and to pull it out in that environment, it just feels like a team that does not want to let this season end. And that's a really dangerous thing. It's a perfectly.
All right, Heat fans, we are back here in the Hangout on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. Thank you for staying here with us. We are ready with our pregame show being done now. We're jumping into the Hangout. I see a lot of you back here for the start of this game. Let me know what's your prediction for tonight. You already know, no Marcus Smart for the Boston Celtics, no Tyler Hero for the Miami Heat tonight. The starting 5 for the Heat, Jimmy Butler will be starting, so he's back after he missed the second half of the Game 3 in this series. Let me know what you think, who's going to win tonight's game, by how many points. I'm going to start reading your guys' comments. We are ready here on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. Remember, if you have not done so, please subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get to 19,000 subscribers before the end of this series, so help us out. We are closing out, trying to get to 18,700 tonight. We are at this moment, we are at 18,637. So we'll see. We have 170 people live here now. So all of you, please click the like button, leave your comment here, and if you can, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe to our channel. That way you can help us continue growing here. All right, let's read some of you guys' comments. Let's start with Ronald Fonte. Ronald, how are you? ¿Cómo estás, hermano? 102.89 Heat win. Here we go. Let's go. Heat energy prediction. Pain. Adrian, not very comfortable about tonight's game. We'll see what happens. Swelly Giolo says double trouble. Well, we'll see what happens. Vanavar says no excuses. We must come out hard early. Leave no doubt. Like the Heat came out early, hard early in Game 3 of this series. They scored 39 points. 39 points in that first quarter of Game 3, led by Bam Adebayo, who was impressive for sure. Miami good boys, enter the vortex. Hey, how you doing, man? He says facts. We'll see what happens there. Jose Matos saying ESPN is a criminal organization. That's why you have to come over here. Join us, have fun, hang out here with us. Enter the vortex. Stand up and make some noise for your Miami Heat. Here we are. Double trouble says let's go Heat. Yes, sir. Miami 3-1. They have to win tonight. If they win tonight, they will be coming home with the series 3-1, and that game on Wednesday could be the option, the possibility for the Miami Heat to get to the NBA Finals. William Davis says, how could we see 2 Willis Reed moments in one game? Says PJ shut down Mr. Potato. 6 more indeed. 6 more wins, and the Miami Heat will have won a championship. The starting 5 for the Celtics, Williams III, Brown, Tatum, Horford, and Derek White. Remember, no Marcus Smart tonight, so Derek White gets to start tonight's game. And for the Miami Heat, almost the same. The same starting lineup that we got used to at the, most part of the regular season. Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, Max Strus, PJ Tucker, and Bam Adebayo. We are getting ready. We're about to start at TD Garden. Remember, I might be a little bit behind, so be patient. We'll see what happens. Drop a like for Alejandro. He could be enjoying this game with his wife, but he's here with us. Yes, that's right. My wife is right there, out there. She's watching a series, something different, because I'm here hanging out with you guys. So leave it a thumbs up here, a like, please. More than 150 people now. Let's do it. Let's get there. Let's see how Jimmy looks tonight. Hard to make a prediction not knowing what he looks like. All right. Miami Heat, they've won the last 10 series. They've been leading 2-1, and the Boston Celtics are 4-0 in these playoffs after a loss. So let's go. Jose Matos says, vamos a prenderlos en fuego, and here we go. We start the game. Remember, I'm a little bit behind, so be patient. And here we go. Jump, and it's hit ball to start the game. Kyle Lowry to Jimmy Butler. Kyle Lowry with the ball, trying to feed Bam. Great job by Horford closing out. Good pass from Lowry to Adebayo, who thought too much about it. Derek White now with a fast-paced break, and he makes the first two of the game. So good start for the Celtics. A good steal from Horford, and then the 2 points by Derek White, and the first foul on Jason Tatum, running over Bam Adebayo in a screen. Tatum is mad about it, but it was clear that it was a foul. So a great start for the Heat last game. We'll see if they can do the same this matchup. Bam Adebayo now with the ball. He finds Max Strus. Good spot. Let's go. Shoot. Bam Adebayo, he misses. Rebound by Williams III. He didn't play in game 3. And now we're coming. Jaylen Brown with the ball. Celtics ball. Derek White now. To his right. Jaylen Brown now. Fakes. Ooh, almost travel there. Back to Derek White. And that's a 3 for Derek White. So the first 5 points of the game. Derek White 5, Miami Heat 0 so far. The first minute and so. Jimmy Butler to his left. He looks fine. He could have shot that one. Decided not to. Jimmy Butler now in the corner against Robert Williams. He got him. Step back. And it's a little short. Horford with the rebound. Not a good start for the Heat. Missing their first 3 shots. Jason Tatum back to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, he misses the ball, and it's Heat ball. Kyle Lowry now with the ball. First turnover for the Celtics. They had a bunch in game 3. PJ Tucker with the jumper. He misses. So the Heat with the cold start here in game 4. Derek White now attacking the rim against Max Strus, and that's 7 points for Derek White. So 3 for 3, 7 points now for Derek White. It's Derek White 7, Miami Heat 0. Max Strus to his left. He shoots a 3. Misses. So the Heat 0 for 4, I think, to start this game. Let's go, Celtics chance. Sloppy already. They start with urgency, and we earn. I don't know if it's about urgency. It's just they're missing shots right now, honestly. I wouldn't go too deep into it. Derek White with Horford. He finds Jaylen Brown. Jumper. Misses. Rebound for Griffin Williams III. Jaylen Brown now attacking, and great defensive play by Kyle Lowry. The ball came off of Brown's hands, and it's Heat ball. Trying to score the first basket of the game. Jimmy Butler now. Strip it. Oh, but Tucker should have shot that one. Kyle Lowry goes He should have shot that one too. They're not going to the rim. Let's go. Shoot it. Derek White now attacking. Jaylen Brown for 3. He misses. Rebound for Horford. Brown attacking the rim again. He finds Adebayo. Good defensive play there. Miami Heat now in the fast break. Jimmy Butler against Horford. Nothing. So the ball is not falling for the Miami Heat here in the first couple of minutes. 0 for 6 to start this game. Tatum goes by and misses. Oh, a late foul call. Late foul call there. I don't know. I think it was not a foul, but they called it later, but they did. Let's see. Maybe but Adebayo touches him, but I don't know. I don't know, guys. What do you think? MVP chance for Jason Tatum. Here we go. He misses the first one. Paren a esa frente de papaya. Timeout and reset our urgency. He needs to turn up the thermostat in Boston. Let's go. Jason Tatum reminded the ref to call something. Not much foul either. Yeah, I didn't see a foul either. Ref bailing them out already and not making call for us. Van Gundy is on the Celtics payroll. All right, we'll see. Jose Matos, it's about time. Let's see if he can get a basket here to start the game. Come on. Kyle Lowry shoots a 2. He misses. So no baskets for the Heat. 0 for 7 to start this game. Just the total opposite of what happened in game 3. Ooh, Jaylen Brown in and out. That was almost another 3 for the Celtics. Jimmy Butler now attacking the rim to Bam Adebayo. He gets fouled by Al Horford, and the Miami Heat is going to the line. So far, 0 for 3 for Jimmy Butler, and all of them, Tucker, Adebayo, Struz, and Lowry, they've all missed a shot to start this game. For Boston, Derek White, 3 for 3. He has 7 of the 8 points. The other point for the Celtics, a free throw by Jason Tatum. Bam Adebayo misses the first free throw. We didn't miss any last game. We did on this one. If he misses free throws, I'm turning it off. He missed one, but he got the other one. So the first point for the Heat. Jose Matos says a Heat run is on the way. All right, here we go. Jason Tatum with the ball. Horford with the alley-oop for Robert Williams III. And that's a dunk. So 10-1. Bam Adebayo now with Horford on him. Come on, Bam. Go at him. Kyle Lowry. Bam again. Bam is doubting a little bit. What I would say to him, go for it. That's a foul on Jaylen Brown. Touching Kyle Lowry. We know Kyle Lowry is going to sell it out, so he did. And he got a foul call. He did get the foul call there, so here we go. Not a good start for Miami. Still trying to get their first field goal here, and it's been 5 minutes already. Max Strus, that was a good look. He didn't go for it. He goes in, misses the layout. And Jason Tatum against Kyle Lowry. That's going to be an easy basket and a foul. They're calling a block foul on Kyle Lowry. Lowry always complains, but I don't think he did anything. Let me see. Let me watch a replay here. All right, attacking. That was a knee on the Tatum's knee on Lowry's neck, but he got called for a foul. So it is what it is. And Tatum misses the free throw, but they get the rebound. The ball back to Tatum. Tatum spins, finds White in the corner for 3. Ooh, in and out. Now Kyle Lowry running. Gets it to PJ Tucker. Fakes, goes in. And a foul, another foul on Jaylen Brown. So the second foul on him. And Miami takes a timeout. So really struggling in this first 5 minutes and 15 seconds. The Heat hasn't shot any field goals. I mean, he hasn't made any field goals yet. 0 for 8 to start this game. So right now, unbelievable. All right, let's read. All right, let me see. Let's read some of you guys' comments. Heat not a hater says, "What's up, Alejandro? 101.95 Heat." Well, they have to pick it up right now. Okay, I see what's happening here. The playing team ball, we just chucking up big shots, big difference. Yeah, I mean, the game's right there. Now the time to change it up. Honestly, just here because of Thor. All right. Let me see. I know the difference. Heat are playing afraid of Robert Williams. I don't know. They're just missing shots. Lousy start. Need a timeout. Yes, they needed a timeout. Maybe a couple of minutes before that. Like we didn't know where we're gonna play with such urgency. Keep grinding. Robert Williams III. Yeah, that's his name. Brown with 2 fouls now. Jaylen Brown gotta go. We need a timeout way before. Man, I'm liking this zoom in angles they're giving. Good thing Boston is missing 2. If not, we would be down 20 already. I mean, do you see the Heat even going to the paint? I've seen them going to the paint, and especially Lowry had one. I think Butler had another one, and Bam had one from my short memory that they could have shot, and then they didn't do it. And Robert Williams III was not close, so it was just a matter of not taking the shot. Martin Jordan says, waiting until it's too obvious foul to make calls for us while giving them phantom calls. Fernando Lopez says, it's Duncan time. Well, we'll see if they bring Victor Oladipo here in this situation right away. I don't know. We'll see. We don't have a Tyler Hero tonight. And Certified Eddie says Celtics in 6. Certified Eddie, make sure you subscribe to our channel. And all of you, if you haven't done it, please go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe. We're trying to get to 19,000 subscribers by the end of this series. Right now, it's at 18,639. So we still have ways to go. So let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? We started today with 10 less subscribers. So it's working. Let's keep going. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep subscribing to our channel. Turn the notifications on so you get a little notification in your cell phone or your computer every time we go live. Let me see. Bobby Digital says Duncan can't even cover my grandmother in a wheelchair. And Martin Jordan says, I believe we have guts. Ron Baker's points to it, and we'll see if that happens. So they're massaging Tatum's right shoulder. It doesn't look like he's feeling fine, but it is what it is. Enter the Vortex says either Jimmy or Bam need to get going so the whole team can get going. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. All right, here we go. Back at it. Kyle Lowry with the ball. Kyle Lowry with Daniel Thies on him. Kyle Lowry to his right. He shoots, misses. So 0 for 9 to start the game. Here comes Boston. Derek White to Jason Tatum. Tatum to his right. Jumps. Max Strus goes by the fake, and Tatum makes it. So Tatum is fine. He's just making his shots. 2 for 2. 5 points. 6 minutes. Here come the Heat now. 14-1. Kyle Lowry finds Jimmy Butler. Can't go past Grant Williams. Max Strus now. Go to his right. Max Strus. And he gets the ball ripped out of his hands by Pritchard alley-oop. And Jason Tatum gets 2 more easy points. All right. There we go. This is not looking like a good night for the Miami Heat so far. Jimmy Butler to his left. Jumper. He misses. 0 for 10 to start this game for the Heat. So I think the story is pretty clear. Great defensive play there by PJ Tucker. Deflection, but nothing going for Miami in this first couple of minutes. Ball for Tatum. Now they're going to call a foul on Strus. And Tatum's going to the line. I hate to call it, but series is even, says our friend Rush Music. Yup, free throws are going to be plus 30 for Boston. Take a picture. At this point, we're beating ourselves. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Boston is playing good basketball, but at the same time, we are missing a lot of open shots. So, and 0 for 10, I mean, there's no good coming from that. So, let me see something here. Boston scored. Let me see. Let me see something real quick. In game 3, Boston scored only 18 points in the first quarter. Right now, they do have 18 points with more than 5 minutes to go. Gabe Vincent is in. Dwayne Dedman is in. So the starting unit didn't do anything. Oladipo is in as well. PJ Tucker. Gabe Vincent shoots. He misses. So 0 for 11. We're just missing open shots, man. It is. That's what it is. Pritchard now. Go to his left. Under the rim. He finds Derek White from 3. He misses. Rebound by Oladipo. Oladipo. Come on. Do something for us, man. Oladipo to his left. He then finds Dedmon in the pick and roll. And Dedmon misses. So 0 for 13. They scored 39 points in the first quarter in game 3. Now, Jason Tatum airball. And it's 18-1. The Miami Heat is the first team since 2009 without a field goal in the first 7 minutes of the game in the playoffs. Oladipo now. Having a rough time. Gabe Vincent to his left. Jumper now. Misses. 0 for 14. Pritchard to his right. He finds Derek White now for Tatum. To his right, he finds Derek White. He attacks the basket. Finds Grant Williams in the corner. In and out. Rebound by Horford. Oh, man. PJ Tucker now with a great defensive play. Gabe Vincent coming to the other side. Good pass to Jimmy Butler in. Butler finds Tucker. Tucker for Depot. Depot for 3. And that's the first field goal for Miami with 3 minutes, 19 seconds left here in the game, in the first quarter. I'm sorry. So 1 for 15. Finally. Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum now with the ball. He finds Pritchard by himself for 3, and he makes it. So 21-4. Oh, my God. Here we go. 21-4. Oladipo now. For Tucker, now an offensive foul on Dwayne Dedman. And it's Celtics ball, and they call timeout. All right, let's do something. You have to change something here. I'm going to switch here. I'm going to mute myself for a second here, and let's see if this works. The Miami Heat, many baskets, not making many baskets here to start this game. I mean, they only had 1 field goal and 1 free throw. That was about it. 1 point for Adebayo, 3 for Victor Oladipo. Nothing else to add. So we are back. Hopefully this works because it's been awful so far. All right, let's see. Let's see what happened. All right, let's read some of you guys' comments. Now the game starts. Let's see. We're going to change something here because it's not working. Yeah, I can see ESPN saying these were the Celtics. The game 3 was fake. Folks, that's what we look like without Tyler. Well, I don't know. I don't think it's just because Tyler's out. I just think they're not playing good basketball and missing shots. Can we bounce back after this quarter? It's 17 points right now. Still a lot of game to play, but it's looking like game 2 right now. Fernando, you're right. They will say great defense by Boston, not poor offense by the Heat. I think it's poor offense more than anything. Whoa, this is not good, says our friend Jermaine. Heat shooting 6% from the field. It's all rigged, says our friend Ace Outlaw. Jason Mayers, he looked content with the road split. And, they have to try to kill, man. Coming back to Miami, I mean, this is going to be a rough series, so you can't take any games off. 6% from the field. That's unbelievable. This is how they fix games. Now Miami all of a sudden does not know how to put a ball in the basket. BS. I don't know. I don't think it's a fixed game. They're just missing. That's unheard of. Watch Bam disappear this game. Udonis, where are you? Get on then, boys. Let's go Heat. We'll see if ESPN shows anything about any of that happening as we get ready after this timeout. It's a mentality. Jimmy looks like he's just going through the motions. I know, Marcel. I know, Marlon. The ring or the ball is cursed. The game starting this bad or shooting can only get better. Well, yeah, it can't be worse than that. That's for sure. Jermaine King, Bam already checked out. Looked like the Heat mailed it in today. They script games. Tatum the other night with his fake injury and opened his eyes to see if he needs to stop. In the third quarter, the Miami Heat outscored Boston by 25 points in that game 1. So that gives you an idea of what can happen. The same happened for Boston in game 2. They outscored Miami by 25. And then in game 3, the Miami Heat outscored Boston for a lot in the first quarter. So it's been a series of big runs here. Jason Tatum fights Derrick White, jumper, and he makes it with that floater. Duncan Robinson is in, by the way. They need something right now. Jimmy Butler to Duncan Robinson, who has Pritchard on him. Gabe Vincent attacking Robert Williams III. They stop. Vincent over Williams. He misses. 1 for 16 to start this game. Boston is 50%, 9 for 18. And now they call a foul on Duncan Robinson. And that's going to be 3 free throws. Let me see. Let's watch this replay. Yeah. Duncan Robinson's left hand to Tatum's right hand. So all right, let's see. More comments. People came to see a game, not shoot around. Haslam did talk during the timeout. So let's see if that changes anything of what's going on right now. Not looking good for Miami. 26-6. 26-6. That was rough. A lot of open shots missed. Martin, I agree with you. Big Papo now. Butler hurt. You could see it. Enter the Vortex says it's going to be a great comeback he's going to take a great comeback to win this game. Butler limping up the court. Duncan Robinson now finding Jimmy Butler against Robert Williams III. He takes a jumper and he makes it. 2 points for Miami. The first 2 points for Jimmy Butler, 1 for 5. 9 minutes, 4 points. How it's possible? Well, they just missed a lot of shots. Great defensive play by Gabe Vincent. He gets the ball to Oladipo, who drives in, and he gets fouled. So Miami Heat with a great defensive play, great hustle there by Gabe Vincent diving for that ball and then getting the ball to Oladipo. Watch a replay, stripping the ball off White's hands and then diving before Williams gets there, and Oladipo aggressive trying to get to the rim. So 2 free throws for Victor Oladipo. He makes them, and it's 26-8. Let me see. Why is every game a blowout, though? How can the Heat be so inconsistent? I've never seen a start so bad. This game's over. Yeah, I think we haven't seen a game going this way. But they did start with they did start slow in one of the Philadelphia games. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't this bad, but it was a rough start. Fernando Lopez says we're winning this game. Relax and enjoy the ride. Big G says we are winning this. We lost this game already in the first 5 minutes of the game. Shake my head. Another foul on Victor Oladipo. So Oladipo picking the Miami Heat up here with a couple drives to the basket. This time the foul is on Pritchard. Big Papa says, I feel you. Yup, there goes Duncan. Oladipo makes the first one. This is going to only get worse. Heat not coming back, says our friend Jermaine King. Roy says, man, we got a long mountain to climb. Yes. Playoff Rob making his presence felt already. Thank you to all of you that are coming here to the 5 Reasons Hangout. Oladipo misses the second one. Between Duncan and Dead Moon, we're playing with 3 players. Well, right now, I don't think anybody is really giving their best. But, I mean, they're reacting a little bit. I think, the bench is playing better than the starters, that's for sure. Cartopia says the first quarter is statistically and implausibly. The rigging conspiracy is sounding more true. All right, here we go. Tatum with the ball. Double team on and Grant Williams. They find White by himself. That's a 3. He misses. Victor Oladipo now with a fast break. 2. Gabe Vincent now to Butler, who makes it. That looked like a foul to me. 26-11. So 4 points for Butler. 7-0 run for Miami here. Oh, here we go. Jason Tatum for 3. He misses. Rebound by Grant Williams and another foul by Duncan Robinson for being late to that play. Too bad because the Miami Heat was doing great on defense. And it's going to be 2 free throws for Boston. I will call it a day, go home, and until the next game. Bobby, you still have 3 quarters to play, so let's wait. What a joke, says Tom. Never mind, says Fernando. Duncan Robbins fouls everyone. Doesn't he know how to play defense? Whoa, Duncan is in. I see a white flag already. Honestly, just rest Jimmy. He's disengaged and no reason to risk him. Well, he just scored 4 points in a row, so we'll see. All right. Gabe Vincent now attacking the basket. He misses. Robert Williams got Vincent, or Vincent fell or something happened to him. And that one gets another foul, and that's 2 more free throws for Boston. So for the Boston fans complaining about not getting calls, here you go. Another night when you're getting a lot of calls. Oh, that was a block by Pritchard, actually. Let me see. I bet Bam won't take 15 shots this game. She shot 22 in game 3. Says Jermaine, down by 20, enter the vortex. Let's go. Keep up the energy. Vanivara, one game he's aggressive, the next he disappears. Gary's gaming says, I'll tell you, I look far away from the game and we get blown out. I know. Don't go, Gary. Stay here, man. No tomatoes. We'll get us down by 15, I guess. Watch and unpraised. I don't know what he's saying. Then keep up watching, Gary. Yeah, stay here, Gary. Come on. White misses the second and the last possession for the Miami Heat. 3 for 19 in this first quarter. They're down by 18 points right now, but it feels like they could be down by 30 at this point. Jimmy Butler spins move and he misses the last shot. The Celtics are going to actually get the last shot. Pritchard for 3 and he almost makes it. So 29-11. The Heat 3 for 20 to start this game. Not good at all. Not good at all. All right. All right. Not a good quarter for Miami. I'm not even going to watch the numbers. I'm going to check them here in a second, but I want to read your comments. We get it down to 15. We will get no praise. Okay. Thank you. No tomatoes. Now I get it. Eventually, Boston will get tired and we will feed off that. Hopefully, we'll take advantage of it. Big Papa says, Depot getting that burst back. Let's go, Depot. What took Spo so long to change up the lineup? I don't know. Depot hitting a sixth gear. Denzel Roy, his lineups are premeditated. Let me see. We have a lot of comments. So thank you to all of you that are joining our hangout here on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. Playoff Rob Boy. I can't wait until Duncan gets traded. Man, this is where Hero can't create and helps. Ryan DeCruz, thank you. Red Rich says every other game is a blowout. Fixed. That would have been a foul on Tatum. All I'm saying, the one on Butler. Yeah, I agree. Defense. NBA is the only sport that it's easy to fix. I don't know. I think all sports are easy to fix if you really want it. Chip away Miami. Marlon Marcel. Jelly Ali says all Duncan does is miss threes and foul people. Duncan crashing into everyone now. Not only Duncan, also Deadman. I mean, those were 4 points for easy points for Boston because they were fouls in plays that were not really close to the basket. Fernando Lopez might as well let Duncan foul out. Enter the vortex. Get him out of there if he doesn't hit at least 2 threes. Well, he hasn't shot any threes, I think. Let me go check the box score. All right, you guys are making me go back there and watch that. All right, they're 3 for 20. That's 15%. I'm sorry. And they're only 1 for 2 for 3. That's what I'm saying. They only shot 2 threes in the first quarter. One by Oladipo, he made it, and one by Strus, he missed it. So they need to start shooting threes, man. They need to start shooting threes. And they also missed 2 free throws. So there you go. Boston on the other side, they're 9 for 22 from the field, 2 for 11 from 3. They shot 11 times. We only shot twice. And they're 9 for 12 from the free throw line. All right, more comments. More comments. Sincere Duval says we need Vic to step it up and scoring this game since Hero out. Don't you think? Yeah. I mean, we need a little bit of everybody. Jimmy hasn't had a good series in these couple of games in Boston. The first half of last game was very similar to this one. His knee probably bothering him a little bit. Deadman and Duncan will have more fouls than points. We'll see. Jermaine Kane says Duncan might be the worst signing in history. I don't know, man. I want you to remember we gave a lot of money to a lot of guys after that 30-11 second half 4 or 5 years ago. So I don't know. It's pretty close there. Ty Johnson, I think, was one of the guys that got a lot of money. This is embarrassing. Rivera TV. Gabe forcing it. Marlon Marcel. And now they're interviewing Eric Spoelstra. Let me see what he checks. He's saying they play really well. Offensively, we were a little scattered. Spoelstra's trying to put it nicely. All right, we're back to it. All right, Williams the third to Jaylen Brown. They shoot it. They miss it. Rebound for Grant Williams. Grant Williams to Jaylen Brown. To Al Horford. The Miami Heat on zone defense right now. Al Horford. Caleb Martin is in, by the way. Great defense. Horford misses. Rebound for Martin. Oladipo now. Oladipo. Oladipo to Duncan. Back to Oladipo. Step back three for Oladipo. Oladipo. Second three for Oladipo. They're 2 for 3 from the 3-point line right now. Only 4 for 21 so far. They're going to have to get really hot to get that percentage up. Jaylen Brown going in. Rebound by Robert Williams. Ball goes in. Williams gets it again. And another shot in. And Robert Williams the third. A putback. Great defense by Miami, but they couldn't get the rebound there. So too bad. Victor Oladipo now attacking Williams. He goes for a left hook, and he gets fouled. Grant Williams committing a foul on Victor Oladipo. Look, Robert Williams got 1 rebound. Then the other Williams gets another rebound. And then Robert Williams the third with the third rebound of that particular play. So that was a great battle by Boston there, winning the rebound battle. All right, 2 free throws for Victor Oladipo, who's now getting the Miami Heat on his back. And we're going to need a lot of him. Is there a troll here talking bad about Duncan? Says Marlon. No calls for Butler. Might as well rest him for game 5. Denzi Roy says, can we please bench Duncan? He just gave them 5 or 7 points in 3 minutes. Scored nothing. All right, Boston now with the ball. Pritchard with Gabe Vincent on him. Back to Jaylen Brown. Pritchard. The Miami Heat on the 2-3 defense zone. Brown for 3. And he makes it. I mean, they've missed a lot of threes, so if they're going to start making threes, it's not going to look good. All right. Here comes Oladipo. Back to Martin. Robinson in, and he still hasn't shot any threes. Gabe Vincent, Oladipo. Step back to Martin. Back to Oladipo. He's going attacking Pritchard. Step back 2. And that's 2 more points for Victor Oladipo. So right now it's the Celtics against Oladipo. 34-18. Victor Oladipo, 13 points so far. Grant Williams on Bam Adebayo. Rebound by Bam. Great defensive play. Now he picks the ball. The pace is up. Duncan Robinson for 3. He misses. Too bad. We need those threes, man. Jaylen Brown attacking. He goes past Caleb Martin, and then he falls, and they call it on Caleb Martin. First foul by the Miami Heat. So 36-18 after the 2 free throws. And let's read some of your comments. Martin says, I think someone told the refs to stop calling foul on us. Jimmy's being robbed out of the game. Going to the line. Now tomatoes. Jay Butler has to be injured to get a foul for him. Oh man, a lot of comments. Heat in 7. Enter the Vortex Facts. Fernando Lopez, we sold this game to ESPN for $1 million. Jason Tatum with 2 more points. As soon as he gets in, Jimmy, Bam, Lowry, and Depot only need to touch the ball. Just bench Duncan and Detman. Rest with that BS again. Vic Papo says, we got Keith, Eon. We know we're forcing them in minutes. Victor Oladipo to Bam Adebayo. He finds Gabe Vincent. And a floater. He misses. That's the thing. It's not just Duncan or any other guys. It's a lot of guys missing shots. Jason Tatum with Duncan Robinson on him. He goes past all of them, and he gets 2 points. So 38-18 now for Boston. Bam Adebayo here. That's the thing. He has Grant Williams in front of him, and he doesn't attack. Great ball to get Caleb Martin, and a 3 for Martin. Emelito Benza says, God, good, go, Boston for the win. Enter the Vortex says, this isn't a case the other team is playing good. This is a case of us defeating ourselves. Yeah, I agree. Jason Tatum for 3. He misses. Rebound for Bam Adebayo. Here we go. Come on, man. Come on, Bam. Caleb Martin. Bam Adebayo with Derek White on him. Come on. You have to attack. Oh, great defensive play by Derek White. It's been a struggle tonight for Bam. Jaylen Brown bowling his way in, and he gets 2 points. Another timeout by Eric Spoelstra. It's 40-21 for Boston. 19-point difference for the Celtics. Nothing really going for Miami at this point. And I'm surprised they didn't call a foul on Duncan Robinson there in that Brown play. Martin Jordan says the refs are controlling this game. Vic Papo says, yeah, Vortex, because Boston missed a lot of good looks. Asher Evans says, why do you think there's so much inconsistency between the two teams? Well, because sometimes they don't have good nights. That's what it is. It's going to be one of those nights, huh? Donnerson Durant Jr. Greg Tay says, game too intense for Denman and Duncan. They out of control. Jermaine King says, he's not playing good defense. Boston got so many open threes. I know, and they missed a lot. So we're far right now, but it could be even worse. No Tomato says, I think by halftime get it to 8 points. Well, right now it's 19, so hopefully. Cooley One says, Denman at this point is just a 3-point generator for the other team. It's reachable. Alejandro Tocayo says, just got here. How's Jimmy? Thanks. He is, right now he wasn't playing, I think. He's resting now. He should be back after this timeout. So we'll see. Jose Matos, I will walk out a half hour. We'll see if it's you, Jose. We'll let you know. Come back for the second half. Jimmy should have seen. Only first quarter. Come on, Hill. Let's shock the world and win this game. Oladipo will score 7 for 3. Let's win 7 threes, I guess. Let's win the quarter for the media to have a life. Whoa, Duncan defending. Oladipo, go Heat. Fernando Lopez says, this is what we get for not signing Dragic when we had the chance. Well, Dragic is not at this level right now, so I don't know if it would have changed anything. No rebounds. Yep. Whoa, Bam playing soft again. I think Markieff Morris should get some burn because he would play better than Deadman. Depot chill. Jermaine King says, getting killed on the boards because of Bam. Cooley Iguana says, Depot the only producing offense right now. We should have signed Dragic. Why would it cost us really? Well, I think they wanted to give Vincent a shot, and I think Vincent has responded well. So that's, in my opinion, the real reason they didn't bring Dragic back. Alejandro Q says, Paul will make adjustments and Heat will go on a run. Time to trade Duncan. You guys are unbelievable. We are in the NBA conference finals, and you guys want to trade people right now. We'll have time for that. Duncan missed an open 3. Alejandro Q says, we need stops on defense. The rest will follow. But they are getting a lot of stops. I don't know. The 4-star of Miami, they can play. No Jimmy, no Hero, hard to win. What's George 7 not playing? We need rebounds. It's the size, but usually game like this, they will be tired in second half. Where's my man Lowry? Well, he should be coming back at some point now. Denzel Roy says, what is the issue really playing Morris instead of Deadman? No, I don't understand why Bam is so inconsistent with his aggressiveness. Celtics have to win, says Carlos Davila. Alejandro Q says, Bam needs a big night. Carlos Davila goes Celtics. All right, hit ball now. Kyle Lowry back in. PJ Tucker, Oladipo, Max Strus, and Jimmy Butler. All right. Kyle Lowry to his left. He finds Jimmy Butler, who attacks the basket and gets 2 points. I think after that stupidly bad start, I think it's been even since the last couple of minutes of the first quarter and then the first 5 minutes in this one. 27 rebounds for Boston, only 11 for Miami. So they're really destroying us down there. Jason Tatum easy basket on Jimmy Butler. Not a great defensive performance there. Jimmy, with Grant Williams in front of him. To his left. He's not looking for that shot. Back to Butler. Butler to Oladipo in the corner. He misses that three. I don't see an aggressive Jimmy either, so I don't know if it looks like a collective thing going on. Jason Tatum now going to his right, attacking Max Strus. And they call a foul on who? On Oladipo, I guess? All right, let's read some comments as we wait for the 2 free throws. Rush says, "Get Bam out of there. Play big your 7 or something. Anybody with Bam tonight? I might just watch to see if the Panthers can survive tonight. Can anyone make an open shot on this team? We'll see. Them Celtics look at Bam, Duncan, and have guaranteed points. Might as well play with 4. Just rest everyone. Play Desmond Robinson, Highsmith, Marston, Gift. The defense has adjusted for Bam though. Seriously thinking of just turning off the game. Don't turn it off. I mean, you're here, you work for this, not to watch the Miami Heat lose, but to watch them play. We'll see. Still a long way to go. Second quarter. They're down by 21, though. 44-23 for Boston. Kyle Lowry. He finds Butler. Now PJ Tucker to the corner. There's been 2 times where Tucker could have shot it and then didn't. Rebound for Miami Heat. Back to Strus. To the corner for Oladipo. He go past Horford. Trying to get a basket. Turning backwards. I don't know what happened there. Oh, alley-oop. Oh, that was close. Jason Tatum. With Kyle Lowry on him. He finds Grant Williams for 3. And he makes it. I mean, the Celtics have not shot the ball well for 3. So they're going to start making some of these open shots that they're getting. Robinson is not playing right now. So it's Strus, Lowry, Butler, Oladipo, and Tucker. Ooh, Strus was open on that one. Butler to his left, to his right now. Back to Oladipo, and they're going to call an illegal screen. Too bad because Dipo had finished that play. All right. We can shoot. What's happening? Adebayo is going back in. All right. Never play Duncan ever again. I don't think it's Duncan's fault here. I think it's a collective issue. I know it's easy to pick on the guys, but let me show you here in a second. Another foul now on Strus. Let me show you here how bad things are looking for Miami. It's not Duncan Robinson. I mean, Robinson only shot 1, missed 1, and that was it. But it's 3 for 8 for Butler, 0 for 2 for Tucker, 0 for 1 for Adebayo. Remember, he took 6 shots only in the first 5 minutes in game 3. Only 1 shot so far. There you have something going on. Strus is 0 for 3. Lowry 0 for 2. Vincent 0 for 5. Oladipo is 3 for 5. Desmond 0 for 1. Robinson 0 for 1. Caleb Martin 1 for 1. So, I mean, it's not on Duncan. This is a collective issue right here. 7 for 21 to start this game. That's the reality of it. 48-23 now. Defense hasn't been bad. I mean, still 48. Oh, that was a hard foul by Horford there. Adebayo goes down. The swing is crazy, says Alejandro Q. Where the hell is Strus? Why you're 7 not playing, says Paul Walker. Bro, you got to get Duncan out of the game and never play him in another minute. Ronald Fonte says he's not worried. And now we got to watch Tatum Chips commercials. They should play Highsmith over Duncan. Dave James says, bro, fans really ask for Duncan minutes and calls them clowns. I mean, they try to do something. We'll see. Max Strus for 3. He misses. Long rebound. Strus again for 3. He misses. I'm telling you, it's a collective issue right now. It's not on Robinson or anybody. It's just a collective slump tonight. And the Celtics have, they're winning comfortably, but it could have been worse. This could be a 40-point differential right now. Kyle Lowry for 3. He misses too, so I don't even know what else to say. 4 minutes or less than 4 minutes, and they only have 23 points, so come on, Heat. Positivity, Heat fans. We're going to make adjustments at halftime and take back the game, says Ronald Fonte. Well, hopefully, but it's not looking very well right now. Jaylen Brown driving in. Oh, they call a foul on Kyle Lowry. Nova Kane says back. Bam back to all Bam. Only one shot. Yeah, that's been an issue. That's what I'm saying. It's not on Duncan or on a specific guy. It's been a bunch of guys not really doing well. I have a feeling Miami's going to come back and win. I don't know. It's just the feel of the game. To me, I know it sounds weird. Mario Cristo Goat. Kyle is the key. Well, we'll see. Looks like no one on the Heat wants to play tonight except for Depot. 3-1 would be cool. But playing 5 versus 8 is stupid. Can't wait for the post-game show. Celtics getting every call they move, and it's a foul. Kyle is absolutely overrated, says our friend Sincere Do Well. He's not even that great of a floor general. He's a liability on defense and is barely averaging 7 points. I don't get his hype. Robert Williams III make one of the 2 free throws. Here comes the Miami Heat. Come on, let's start with the basket. Bam Adebayo. Butler to his right. He finds Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry for Tucker. He saves Lowry off a turnover. Oladipo from the corner. 3. And it's Oladipo. Victor. It's a 24-point difference right now. And it's 26 points for Miami. 16 of them are coming off Oladipo. So thank you, Dipo. And now Bam gets a foul. So 2 more free throws for Robert Williams III. Mario Cristogo says, it's not that Bam isn't playing aggressive. It's just he's getting stripped and getting boxed out. No, Mario, but you know what? He's had some plays in which he could have shot. He just didn't. And he did in game 1. That's what I'm saying. He can go. He's not going to get in the paint all the time, but he can go for the mid-range shot. Can we just skip tonight and just go to Miami already? Sincere Duval says, we got to deal with a 36-year-old Lowry for another 2 years. Fernando Lopez says, Ethan is happening. Bam heard Robert Williams playing, and he's back to his shell. This game's over. Refs are Boston Pockets. Damn, I thought the officiating was bad last game. Pack it up, boys, early today, tomorrow for work. Early tomorrow for work. Mario Cristogo say, Heat fans, listen to me. This is how serious it's going to be. These 2 are physical, defensive teams. Each team's going to have ugly long dips on offense. That's how this is. Oladipo now. 26-52. Oh, that's a great block by Robert Williams III on Tucker. He finds Derek White, spins. Oh, they call this a foul. Where? I don't know. Well, whatever. Bobby Digital says, did Horford just sucker punch him? Refs had nothing to do with the score. We just suck. Great block by Williams III. Bama goes again. Boston is getting every foul. Jermaine, the Lincoln Lawyer series is Netflix is good. I did watch that series, man. It's really, really good. I really recommend it for sure. It is really good. And it's like 10 episodes, about 45 minutes. It's really good. If you like lawyer stuff and that type of cases and stuff, you're going to like it. Bams is Foles goal. We're not hating on Tyler Hero today. Well, not on Tyler Hero because he's not playing. And no calls are killing the Heat potential run. All right, here we go. Jimmy Butler Jimmy Butler finds Oladipo. That looks like an easy 2 for Oladipo. So it's Oladipo against the Celtics. 18 points for Victor Oladipo. 53-28. Jason Tatum now. He gets stripped for the ball, and they call it a foul on Kyle Lowry. And that's going to be free throws, I guess. Well, all right. Let's keep reading comments here. 53-28 with 2 minutes, 34 seconds to go. Martin says, how's this the same team that shot the lights out all season? Well, I don't know. Can someone tell me how long left on the quarter? William, it's 53-28, 2 minutes, 34 seconds to go. The Miami Heat has scored only 28 points. They scored 39 in the first quarter last game. Oh my God, here we go. Big Land 305, we are playing bad, but these refs are a factor. Duncan Robinson on Tatum was a hella bad mismatch. Jose Mata says, Williams III is the X factor, same in the game too. Jermaine, I'm not watching the rest of this game. Goodbye, guys. Good night, Jermaine. Have a good one. Okay, Spo, put the Miami Heat cheerleaders and let the guys rest. The girls will at least distract the Celtics. Kai Meyer says he can still catch up. Vic is killing it. Mario Cristogo says, if you don't understand the importance of Kyle, you don't know basketball. Frank Almanza says, Rob Williams is the X factor for them. Rivera TV says, put Alonzo Mourning in the game. He probably can give us some good minutes. Happy for Depot. Where is it? I just lost it. There's a lot of comments. I'm trying to catch up here. I'm trying to play catch up like the Miami Heat. Let me see if I can catch up. The Miami Heat will do it too. Let's do a rapid fire. Refs, God blow the whistle equally. The BAM stripping is killing me. How do we letting undersized players strip him? Franklin Marshall, what? That block by Robbie Williams. Yes. Milkshed 27 says, so frustrating to excitedly wait all day to get home and watch the game to have to watch this. I can't remember the last time I saw any Heat team play this badly. Sorry for just venting. Well, it was this same team in game 2 here in Miami. PJ literally has 2 shots. Well, and he got blocked once. They should have known he'll go for a block. I'm surprised they are doing any hesitation shots. I can't with these calls now. We are trying to go on a run. Kmart says that foul. What the Victor is the only one that showed up. 18 points right now for Victor Oladipo. Great game for him. 18 of the 28 points. Would love to be in the Heat locker during halftime. Jason Mayer says 24 free throws. That's a lot of free throws too for the Celtics. For real, why Tucker tried to shoot right in front of Williams? Well, at least he's trying. Mario Cristogo says refs doing what the refs do in Boston. Ronald Fonte says a Heat free throw attempts to Celtics 22. Like Tatum hit someone's foot and they call that a foul. Jason Mayer says Heat acting like they just gonna win at home. Well, if they go ahead and win all their rest of the games at home, they're gonna be in the finals. Yo, what's up with the Raves, dog? Look up and read more. And read, are you blind? This is disgusting. Boston getting every foul. It's all part of the plan. Heat in 6. Heat versus refs and Celtics. See, Martin, just sit Butler already for the rest of the game. Just got to try and cut it under 20 before halftime. Yeah, right now it's closer to 30 than it is to 20. Ronald Fonte, he's shooting 25% from the field. We need to be more efficient. Guys need to shoot with confidence. Have a quick run, make it close going into halftime. Eugene Babol says, this is why they say Bam can't play against bigs. Alejandro Q says, Poe, put in the cheerleaders, whatever. Top dog, never seen so many sorry first half in my life. Some media members got to have the refs in their pockets. Sincere Devil says, I mean, when someone like Derek White, an 80s sitcom character, is outscoring Butler, that's a problem. Well, he did have a great start of the game. William Bachu says, I'm going to be honest, when Tatum makes his other free throw, because you seem like a chill guy. I'm British and don't care much for U.S. basketball, but I'm just waiting for the new Thor trade. All right. Here comes Jimmy Butler. Attacking Williams. Can't find it. Back to Lowry. Lowry to his left. Attacking Williams. Goes out of the paint now. It's been rough. Kyle Lowry from deep, and he gets a three-pointer. So 55-31, down to 24 points difference now. See if the Heat can make a little run here before the end of the first half. 2 minutes, 2 minutos. Jason Mayer says, hey, no matter what, we got a road win. I was thinking that we would come out and be aggressive like last game. No rhythm on offense, and they're getting all the 50-50 hustle plays. Great defensive play by Miami. Rebound for Kyle Lowry. He waits for Depot. Depot could have shot that three there. Now it's getting rough. Tucker finds Bam. He gets fouled. And one for Bam Adebayo. 55-33. Miami Heat trying to make it at least a little closer of a game here at the end of the first quarter. Good pass by Jimmy Butler and the foul by Grant Williams on Bam Adebayo. I'm trying to catch up. I promise I will catch up. But keep sending your comments and keep subscribing to our channel. We're trying to get to 19,000 subscribers by the end of this series. Let me see. Bobby Digital Bam has like 20 pounds on Williams, and they're both 6'9". Well, I think you're talking about the wrong Williams, because this Williams the third, it's bigger. This is worse than game 2. Yeah, I agree. Bam Adebayo misses the free throw now. Bam getting outplayed by Robert Williams. Braham Z says, bro, we're basically listening the Celtics broadcast. Every segment just pro Celtic propaganda. Yep, that's why you have to stay with us on 5 Reasons. Hang out with us, and you don't have to listen to the Celtics broadcast. We call it the ESPN Celtics. Derek White by himself for 3. He misses. Rebound for Miami. Here comes Bam Adebayo. Bam attacking. Right, left. He finds Tucker in the corner. Oh, too bad. Oladipo and Lowry were in the same space. Oladipo now, they're going to call an illegal screen on Adebayo. And that's a typical Foster call. Well, here we go. Jason Mayer says, Lowry, Strus, Tucker, and Bam have 1 point combined. Well, that's the thing. And that's almost your entire starting offense, starting unit. So, not good. Top Dog says, there's no excuse for us playing like this in the first half so many times in the playoffs. You're right. You biased Heat fans need to stop making this about the refs. The Heat are fouling. They're not being disciplined and overly aggressive. I don't know. It's a mixture of both, I think. Van can't get any momentum with these foul calls. Mr. Positive Vibes, do you think the Raptors can do better next season, like get a conference semifinals appearance, maybe a 2019 repeat? No. No, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, they had a decent season this year, and I don't think a lot of people were expecting it from them. Told you we need to get this under 20. Let's go. Right now it's at 26, 23, 24. So hard. All right, they're turning it up now. A road win is good. The positive news is Boston is shooting 41%. He can come out of the second half and running hard. We'll see. We will win the next, and the 7 game is imminent. Bad Bunny, game 7 gonna be rigged like this for the Celtics too. Well, game 7 is in Miami, so we'll see. Sincere's Duel says, I do appreciate you answering every comment, though. That's commitment. You're hitting on more comments than the Heat are hitting shots. That's for sure. And I caught up. I finally did. So right before the end of the first half, as Tatum makes his second free throw in my TV. So right now, it's the last couple of possessions. Remember, at halftime, we're going to have the Pace and Spaces halftime show. Lowry for 3 by himself. He misses. Rebound by Kevin Martin. Back to Lowry. Back to Butler, who couldn't make it. So that's the thing. When we're getting the rebounds, we're missing the second opportunities. Free throws, 9 for Miami. They made 6. For Boston, 20-something. I didn't see how many exactly. 21 for 25, I think. Kyle Lowry, Matt. And let's see. They're both 6'9". Bam and Williams the third. I'll check that. We'll see. And Alejandro Q says ESPN sounds impartial right now. Last possession for the Miami Heat. Here comes Kyle Lowry. He was going to shoot a three, almost turned it over, gave it to Caleb Martin, who shot a contested three. And that was horrible. Horrible first half for the Miami Heat. 33 points, and 19 of them were coming off Victor Oladipo. Jason Tatum going out, and he's mad even though he had 24 points. Let's see. They didn't play bad defense. They only allowed 57 points. The offense wasn't there, though. Last couple of comments before we go to the halftime show. We have time together, whatever. Better offense and better defense together. There was like 3 fouls on that drive. A man says the Thor love, whatever. Raj says you can feel all of ESPN cheering for Celtics. I hope Hasling gets a bill from the Celtics organization for cheering up that locker room. Nobody picking the Heat tonight. Freaking refs ruining the game. You can feel they are against us. They have their money on the Celtics. Heat gonna pull this close in the third. Hopefully. We want to watch a fun game, and this hasn't been a fun game, to be honest with you. Just in Miami, he's struggling from the first second of the game. That was just really bad. All right, let's go to our Pace and Spaces, hosted by Sean Rochester, Tony Schwartz, and Marco Romo, brought to you by Biscayne Bay. We'll be back for the second half. Don't leave, guys. Remember, subscribe to our channel and don't leave. Stay here with us. It's gonna start soon.
All right, we'll get it rolling. So halftime score 57-33. It was 29-11 in the first quarter. Obviously a horrendous start for the Miami Heat. 28-22 in the second quarter. Improvement a little bit. They got a little bit more competitive there. In the first half, not a whole lot of positives outside of Victor Oladipo, who scored 18 of our 33, so over half of our points. Very effective from the field. So a lot of positives in that aspect of him. But outside of that, Jimmy Butler's got 6. That's our second leading scorer. Then you have Bam with 3, Kyle with 3, and Caleb with 3. That's not going to get it done in a regular season game against the Sacramento Kings at home. So Eastern Conference Game 4, this is not what's going to work for us. 28% from the field for the Heat, 41% from behind the arc, which is a positive, but not quite enough. That's not going to keep us in a game when we're only 41% on 12 attempts, 66%, 6 and 9 from the free throw line. Looking at the Boston Celtics side, Jason Tatum, 24 points in the first half, 12 of 14 from the free throw line. Thank you, Scott Foster. Derek White had 11 points, started off great. Robert Williams, 8 points. Jaylen Brown, only 6 points. But getting a little bit from Grant Williams and Pritchard off the bench, 8 points combined with those two guys. Boston shooting 38%, 23% from behind the arc, and 80% on 26 free throw attempts in the first half. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys. I know it's going to be an interesting halftime show with the Heat playing poorly. So let's talk about the first half, or maybe any hopes for the second half. Let's steer away from the trade talk and stuff like that. Keep it on the game. And I'm going to send it to my guy, Jay, first.
Hope. What is the definition of hope? First off, that Love and Thunder looked great. I think that's going to be a great movie. This game is weird. And this whole series is weird.
Can anybody hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Ray, we can hear you.
Oh.
That was mad random. Wait, can you hear me, Sean?
I guess, Jay.
All right. So all I was saying, man, is that this whole series is weird. It's getting to a point where we don't know who has the upper hand. We don't know who's going to show up on either side, right? The game of runs is being taken literal. I don't understand the amount of foul calls. However, 26 times to the fucking line in a half, like they did 30 in 2 halves. They said, you know what? We gonna raise you 26 more. Like how is that even fucking possible? Like that's just whatever, right? There was moments where they were trying to chip onto the lead, but you can't do it if you keep sending people to the fucking free throw line. I didn't even know we have enough players to get 26 free throws. Like how are we not fouled out by now? Like the whole team. I don't know what's going to happen. If they get it down to 15 or 14 points in the beginning of the third quarter, something like that, then yeah, anything is possible. I would chalk this up as whatever the fuck you want to say. Game 5 Wednesday, it is. I'll be there. I mean, this is just weird, dude. This is every game is like this, and that's.
Are you sure it's weird, or is it Lob Williams playing? Because I feel like we've had this conversation.
No,
I took him off so you can shut the fuck up. Go ahead, Jay.
hey, look, man. I think it's just more just the fact that it's just weird because I feel like every team, well, both of us are just. It's one day it's our game, the next day is their game, and they're blowout fashions, and it's weird.
Yeah, to your point there, the free throw rate, I'm looking at Clean the Glass, just kind of looking at the numbers. Their free throw rate would be the best of their season, a 50 free throw rate, which means that they're getting 50 free throws made per 100 field goal attempts. That's like elite, unreal numbers. And I think it's a combination of two things. It's a combination of bad defense. It's also a combination of some questionable calls in the officiating. But I would not point anything. I don't think any of us will come in here and point things towards the officials. They haven't been great, but that's not why you're losing by 24 points. You're losing because you're giving up 41% offensive rebounds. You're losing because you're not forcing turnovers. You're losing because you're missing shots. That's the problem. That's not why you're losing. Heat Muse, go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. I feel like the biggest difference here, like, I don't want to really slander the dude, but Bam Adebayo only had 2, shot attempts in the first half. There was a couple plays where, he had, big, he could have had a basket and he's shooting a floater and he's not looking at the basket. He's looking for the shooters. He's passing the ball every time. I mean, I don't really think there's nothing else we could do this game. I think this game is chalked up. I don't know if it's because Robert Williams is back. It could be the reason why. Maybe it's because Robert Williams is back. Maybe that dude had a point, but we weren't hitting our shots. And we just got to play better defense. I mean, they're getting mismatches every time. Kyle Lowry on Robert Williams down low. They're getting the rebound. And yeah, we just got to play better. I mean, 0 for 14 to start a game is pathetic. That is pathetic basketball. I've never seen that before. I haven't seen it in WNBA. I haven't seen it in college basketball. I've never seen that before. 0 for 14 to start a game and I think Jimmy Butler, he looks hurt. He doesn't look the same. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just Jimmy Butler having an off game, but he just doesn't look right. And we're not getting. I'm pretty shocked. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I've been waiting for a close game, and I understand it's a 2-1 series, and we're up, and it's I'm not expecting us to leave Boston 3-1, but I was expecting us for it to be close, and this is just pathetic. This is really pathetic ball. But yeah, I'm putting not all the blame on Bam, but he's just got to play better, bro. He's really due. Two shot attempts and a half after what you did last game is just unacceptable. And yeah, so yeah.
Ray, I'm going to go to you next, and then I'll go to Hot Take Harry after that.
All right, so 2 things. First thing, I would like to either launch Scott Foster and Dwayne Dedman to the moon, or I'm going to put a belly on their head. I don't care which one gets to happen, but I want it to happen. I really agree with Heat Muse. If you want the truth, it kind of is unacceptable that Bam only has 2 shot attempts, and I kind of expected this because this is something that Bam likes to do after he plays a really, really good game. He's like, okay, I did it, so it's time for somebody else to take the lead now, right? No, piss on that shit. Bam, I need you to go, my brother. Look, it's a bad half of basketball. I've seen the Celtics blow a lead before. I'm going to be in here with my positive shit telling y'all that I don't think this shit's over just yet. Look, man, we should be down like 40-some-odd points right now. The Celtics have, 57 points? They should really have close to 70 for how we played, which was like absolute fucking shit. They were on the boards a whole lot more than we were. The only positive thing, like Sean said, was Depot. But I'm going to tell y'all this. We got Spo. We got a third quarter team that we all know loves to come out and punch people in the mouth. So it ain't over just yet. If it's game 5, it is. Game 5, it is. But right now, we still in game fucking 4. We got time to win this, baby. Plus, I got Heat plus 6.5. So they need to quit playing my fucking money. Go Heat.
Yeah, I mean, before we send it to Harry, I don't know if a comeback is in the works, but I said this in game 2 also. you just have to experiment and try to find something positive to carry into game 5, something that you change the strategy, use these 24 minutes to do something and come out of it with a positive. I also do worry though, like with our guys being banged up, don't play those guys too much either. So I kind of am like saying on both sides, but I wouldn't leave Jimmy out there too much, Kyle out there too much. You don't want to have that like Doc Rivers and Embiid situation where you lose a guy when he should probably be resting. Harry, go ahead.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, I just think, expectations is always an issue with the Heat fan. Like, no one expected us to win 2 in Boston. We had a really good game 3. We won the second half without Jimmy. They came out, the Celtics were more desperate, and they, the game kind of over after the first quarter. So, if you go to McDonald's and you expect a Michelin star restaurant, you're going to be a little disappointed. So I understand that there are parts of the game that you're disappointed with or guys' performances, but I don't know, man. I was watching Jimmy this morning. He wasn't moving around too well. I wasn't really expecting a big game out of him. Of course, they're going to try. Like, if you could possibly get a 3-1 lead, great. But it's pretty obvious it wasn't in the cards tonight. And like you're saying, Sean, you try your best to see what you can find in the second half to give you maybe a lineup that works or something going into the next game. But I tweeted about it. Like, most people had the series going 6 or 7. That means that you had the series going 2-2 because there's no way you expected a 3-1 lead, and then you didn't expect the Heat to be at 3-1 and then lose Game 5 in Miami. So it's just the way it is. Sometimes it doesn't go our way. It's been a weird series in terms of, like you were saying, like Jay was saying with the runs and everything else. But and guys, I want to say this, like, mental health. I've been doing this for years. Like, I've had issues with basketball in my life and getting mad at the Heat. Like, if you're getting frustrated, step away from the game. There's no reason for you to sit there and get mad and be angry. Like, it's not going to help you in any aspect of your life. Like, take a break, go outside. It's actually not too hot. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. Like, we're all going to be fine. And hope everyone enjoys the second half if you decide to tune in.
And sometimes you can get help with that by having a Biscayne Bay Brew. They're one of our sponsors. So I would just, that usually helps my mental health. If I just, put down a couple of those Tropical Bay IPAs, just check it out. They're up in the speaker. That's Tony up there sponsoring, our halftime show. So appreciate those words, Harry. I think we just lost Julius Caesar. So Ty, go ahead.
Good day. Ray, are you there? Yes, sir. I'm here. And before you go one step further, just remember, friends, we only got to win one quarter to win this game, according to national media. Go ahead, Ty. All right. Would you like, how many kangaroos would you like right now? Because you said you would like Foster and Dwayne Dedmon to be gone. How many do you need? I can send you about 1 million. We've got 12 million in Australia. The whole hopping army, brother. Oh, you want 12 million kangaroos? All right. I'll be there in the jiffy. But being serious, I've kept saying that a new Oladipo would be like this. The only problem is Oladipo shouldn't be your leading scorer. All right, obviously, I'm a very big Oladipo fan. I want the Heat to win this, but I don't want him to be the leading fucking scorer. I don't want this. It should be where Butler has 30. Obviously not by halftime, but I'm saying the game in general. Butler has 30, Bam has 24. Oladipo is your third scoring option. Not him being the first one to make a goddamn field goal. This shit's ridiculous. It's really hard to find positives because your team just has no energy right now. Your defensive rotations are all out of whack. It seems like nobody wants to make the second effort. It's just really sloppy play right now. But I did say Miami will win in 7. And just like someone was saying, this is what I expected. I said it was literally going to be 1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1. The home team's just going to win the first game. Then they'll drop it. Then win, loss. That's what's going to happen. It's unfortunate, and it's very nerve-binding to say the least. But I expected this. The Heat will win in 7, and I will pack up the Boston Celtics. It's fine, but I still believe that he can win this game. All they really need to do is just have a quick 10-0 run. You've already got the one thing which you can say, which is positive about Oladipo having this run is, he's got it going now. All of a sudden, you get Butler involved. Bam Adebayo gets more involved. Your offense is now just 10 times more dangerous where it already was. Because who do you guard now? Oladipo's got the hot hand. Now, all of a sudden, Jimmy Butler has the hot hand, and Bam Adebayo's looking to be aggressive. Yeah, thank God I'm not a coach because, honestly, I wouldn't have guarded that. I wouldn't. So I appreciate you letting me up. That's all.
Appreciate that, Ty. I have a couple more to go. Zaid, I think that's what we're calling. Zaid?
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. So Miami just came to this game and they just didn't want to. They didn't want to score. They didn't want to shoot the ball well. They didn't want to do a lot of things. But I mean, the only like player that have been scoring well for us right now is Victor Oladipo. And other than that, like, we have not been doing well. But I mean, in the second half, I expect them to come out like to play with more intensity, like more fight. Because like this game, it's important for us. We have to come out with more fight, and we have to just like try to come back. It's important that like we win this game. Like I don't know, like UD has to just come in and just say some words to them, get them motivated, and like just try our best to win this game. I think like Robert Williams definitely has had like a big impact and like stopping players from getting aggressive. Like Bam Adebayo, last game he had like a really good game, but right now he's just has not looked the same. And I think we just have to just come out there second half and just play with more aggressiveness and just try to come back. It's an important game for us to win.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I just looked up and the second half has started, so we're going to close it down. Hopefully he can make him call that first time out and we can get on a run. But, it's tough sledding when you're down by this much. Even if we do not come out with a win, you will have the post-game show with Royal and those guys. I have a feeling that they'll be packing people up and trading people left and right. So if that's your thing, man, make sure you check out the post-game show. I'm sure they'll make it fun, even when things are dire like this. So make sure you check them out on YouTube. I'm sure they're doing 5 on the floor. Ethan is at the arena, so we all know whose fault this is. When he goes to the games, we always lose. So blame him on that one. But we appreciate you guys coming in, even with the rough first half, and go.
All right. All right, guys, we are back for the third quarter. See if something happens here. Something can go well for the Miami Heat in the third quarter. So let's continue here. Let's see who else is here. Still have a lot of people watching, and some people have faith that the Miami Heat can come back in this one. So, I mean, if you're here, we're going to continue doing it. We're going to stay here with you guys. Remember, right after the game's over, the post-up show hosted by our friend Royal Shepherd. Make sure you check that out. And tomorrow, the episodes of 5 on the floor. All right. Here we go. Miami Heat down 63-37 here in the scoreboard. I have it on my TV. Right now, the Heat are scoring the 3 from Max Strus. No, the Strus going in. Rebound by Bam Adebayo, I'm sorry. And he gets a dunk. So that was 61-35, but I know something's going on. All right. We have bots here coming back. Let's block them. Thank you. Bad defense and offense. Strus keeps missing open shots. We keep missing shots in general. I wouldn't say it's just open shots. It's just shots. Turnover for Boston. Jimmy Butler now to Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo. To Kyle Lowry. To Bam again. Tucker for 3. He misses. I'm so behind. I don't know why. That lob for Williams. I don't remember the last lob that Miami Heat did on offense. I don't remember. All right. White to Tatum. That's spin and great move on Jimmy Butler. That's 67-37. This has just been awful to watch tonight. And for the Heat offense, because defense is all right, I guess. I mean, Boston hasn't really taken the ball away. All right, Butler for 3, corner 3, he misses. I mean, this could be a chance for Spoelstra to really play the bench early tonight again. I mean, like he did in game 2. This doesn't look any good. Derek White, open 3. He misses. Rebound for PJ Tucker. Bam Adebayo now running with the ball. Attacking Horford. And he gets blocked by our Horford. Now Brown for 3. He misses. Lowry with the rebound. Lowry attacking the basket. And another defensive play by Al Horford. Horford now on the other end. And he gets fouled by Max Strus. Al Horford doing a great job. He did a great job in game 3 also. He kept him in the game for most of it before the great run by the Celtics at the end. And he's getting a standing ovation now. Well deserved. Jason Mayer says, man, when we lose, we lose. Joe Romano, welcome. He says, game 5 will be different. Ronald, I'm a bit disappointed in Bam. Should have known better. He's back to his old self. It's hard, man. It's hard. I don't know. All right, Al Horford now. The free throw line, man. He's 2 free throws. Insaf Hossein says refs giving Boston everything expected. Yeah. I mean, but it's been average what we expected, right? So what's really sucking tonight is the offense. Really, really bad. I mean, other than Oladipo, who has 18 points, it's been just awful. So it's 12 for 50 from the field, 24% there, nothing to do. 5 for 16 from 3, so 31%. They're actually being better from 3 than they have from the field. And they missed 3 free throws, only 11 attempts. The Celtics, 30 free throws so far, 4 for 20 from 3. So they're having actually a bad night from 3. And they're having a regular night also from the field, 24-51. So Jason Mayer says 37 points and the refs. Losing by 32 and the refs. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Ronald Fonte said, if you play ball, you know when the shot is off, but the whole team, damn. I wouldn't say that about Lowry. He's done a lot this season. That was a good play by Al Horford. Yeah. How the whole team bad? Well, Oladipo. Let me see. Oladipo has 18 points in 16 minutes. He's 5 for 7 and 3 for 4 from 3. 5 for 6 from the free throw line. He's been the only bright point so far. Dev James 25 says our defense is fine. Offense can't score when Celtics play Horford and Williams. Yeah, it could be true. Let's see how many subscribers we have so far. Let's see if people have joined the family tonight. And we are at 18,652. We started the night with 18,629. So not bad, not bad. 23 new subscribers. All right. We're getting there. We're trying to get to 19 by the end of this series. 19,000. So help us out. Subscribe. If you have Miami Heat fans that are your friends, send this channel to them. Tell them, hey, these guys are creating great content for you. So check them out. All right. Jermaine Kane, wonder what's the lowest point total in NBA playoff game, because we might break that record tonight. Let me see. Let's see if I can find that information. I have the general lower score, which was in 2002, the Eastern Conference Semifinals Game 3, Boston Celtics and Detroit Pistons, 66-64. But let me see in a playoff game for one team. Fused by one team, 46 points, the St. Louis Bombers. This is 1947, 1948. 46. The New York Knicks had 51, along with the Philadelphia Warriors. The Anderson Packers had 50. This is 1949, 1947. So a long time ago. They're on their way there. All right, Caleb Martin. Attacking Pritchard, he gets 2 easy points. 69-39. It's a 30-point difference game. Our defense is fine. Where's Philly Cheese Waiter when you need him? Maybe we start Vic over Max. Jason Tatum for 3. Airballs it again. It hasn't been a good offensive night for the Celtics if you actually go look at it. Mamba mentality says, when you've gotten this far, you can't afford to have a bad shooting night. Make it right. Why did Jimmy play? Makes no sense if his guns do this because it froze up Adipose when he was going. Erickson needs to send him. Putting Yurt. Donnerson says it's embarrassing. Jason Mayer says, I would just pack it in. No need to risk injury. Aren't coming back down 32. Horford and Williams interior defense. Tatum offensive scoring is basically the Celtics recipe for success today. Just put in the subs. I don't know. They got into 75 way back in the day. Yeah. Bring it in UD and the scrubs already. It's over. Bam, Jimmy, and Lowry going to have to start hitting more mid-range jumpers. Great defense by Miami there. See if we can get in a little bit of a run here. Kyle Lowry. Back to Depot. To Bam. Bam. Ooh. Almost a steal by Jason Tatum. 10 seconds left. See if the Heat can make it here. Oladipo now. To his right. He steps back to his left. He finds Martin for 3, and that's a good one. Dime, amor. Caleb Martin with his second 3 of the night. Martin Jordan says Kamer says they don't have a good matchup for Horford and Williams. He still got the starters in the game. Yep. Caleb Martin for 3. He misses. Rebound by Butler. Find Oladipo. Oladipo to his right. Now attacking the basket. That almost went in, but no. And that's a basket now for the Celtics on the other end. Jaylen Brown with the rebound, and then they put back in. Easy basket for Boston. Sincere Dwell says, this type of performance, the Heat are going to make it me buy my personal diary. Here on the bench looking like a Ghost Rider with that leather jacket, Terminator. Caleb Martin to Lowry, and the steps out. Frank Almanzar says, we're going on a little run. All right, the Heat tonight, 11 points in the first quarter, only 22 in the second, and 9 right now so far in the third. So really hard. Jason Tatum to Brown. They miss it. That's another turnover. Miami Heat to Oladipo. Fake. Now shoots. He gets blocked by Tatum. They're being too passive. And now an easy drive and a basket for the Celtics. Bam Adebayo. He has Grant Williams on it. You have to attack there, Bam. Come on. Oladipo for 3. Misses. Rebound for Depot. He goes in. He misses. He gets fouled. You see Oladipo with a fake, and then he should have shot it right there. Then he waited, and Tatum got back to the play. Now Oladipo from the free throw line misses. Oh man, this is the word. Well, actually, in the regular season, the Heat got smoked at home too against Boston. So this year, this has been an issue. It's been smoked at least 3 times now. At least once in the regular season. And I think Butler's not coming in. He just sat down. Oladipo misses the 2 free throws. 73-42. 3 minutes. Two terrible games for Jimmy Butler too in Boston. So, well, not in Boston. In the series. Well, yeah, in Boston because he couldn't actually play half of the other game. So the good thing about this blowout, this is not gonna end up at 11:30 like the other day. This is gonna be quicker. Bam Adebayo to Gabe Vincent. He finds Caleb Martin. Could have shot that one. Down attacks the basket. Over Horford. Ball goes in and out. Nothing falling. 12 rebounds for Horford. Great night. And, ooh. Now they're calling a foul on Bam. Extreme night. 3-point shooting. Miami, 31.6%. Don't worry, guys. He's actually not doing that good today. It's all defense on Tatum. Jason Mays, bro, how many shots are just going in and out? It's not our night. Yeah, that too. If Grant doing this to Ban, imagine what Lopez would be doing. Jaylen Brown Horford, Derek White, Horford. Now the Heat on zone defense. Jaylen Brown for 3. He misses. Celtics have had a rough night from 3, and they are just smoking the Heat right now. That's what really makes me mad. All right, Duncan Robinson with Grant Williams on him. He finds Bam Adebayo to Depot. Oladipo with a fake, then try to shoot it. Didn't get there. The Celtics now. Pritchard for 3. He misses. Rebound for Vincent. Long pass for Bam Adebayo. He gets 2 points. Easy points for Bam. Great pass by Gabe Vincent. 73-44. Jaylen Brown now with the ball. Bam doesn't have the killer mentality. He's just soft. That's what Jermaine says here in the chat. Right now, Tatum 28 points, Brown 12, leading the Celtics. Rebound for Caleb Martin. The Celtics struggling for 3 right now. Really struggling. Caleb Martin spins, goes in, and a foul in 1 for Caleb Martin. So Caleb Martin actually having a decent game. Let me check his numbers here. They call timeout. It's 73-46. Really far away, the Boston Celtics getting this one tonight. Let me check Martin's number tonight. Yeah, 10 points. 4 for 6, 2 for 3 from 3. So actually getting a decent night tonight. 4 for 5 in free throws. The Heat have missed. I'm sorry, he's not 4 for 5. The Heat are 8 for 13 tonight from the free throw line. That's another thing. They made 14 out of 14 in that last game, so they could have 51 points. And it would have been a 22-point game right now. But it's far away. All right. Extreme Knight says Miami has made 16 field goals the entire game. Yeah. As a leader, I expected Jimmy to take ownership first quarter and take himself out. I think we wouldn't be better with just Bam, like what happened in game 3. But Vanivar, don't care. We are down 27. Keep fighting till the end of the game and make them earn every single damn point. Sincere Dwell says, and Peyton Pritchard out here looking like a rebellious teenager having to get sent to the Marines. Kai Mert says, Jimmy's done a ton for the team already. Just a very bad game by everyone. PBS Shelton says, I said it. We've been trash all series. Let's be honest. I don't know about all series, but today, yes. What makes me extremely pissed is that Bam mentality shrunk within 48 hours. Tony Morales, this is demoralizing. PB Shelton says Frank answering to PBS Shelton says Heating 7. Jermaine Kane says, guess what? Every damn team in the NBA has 2 bigs on their roster. Let's review, because I noticed that the Celtics are not doing great tonight from 3 either, so it's not like that's a reason. 4 for 25 for the Miami Heat. 4 for the Celtics, I'm sorry. 16% only. And they are 22 for 60 from the field. They're winning the rebound battle by almost 30. No, almost 20. I'm sorry. 56-37. But look, the Heat 61 attempts. The Celtics 60. That's the difference right there. The Celtics 22 and the trips to the line, of course. Trips to the line as well. Miami no quiere ganar. Miami Heat let me down tonight. Kerwin Abreu. Martin Jordan doesn't matter. They know what's at stake. You can't just give team confidence going back home. Jason Mayer says, did anyone think that we were going to sweep Boston or something? It's a long series and Boston's a really good team. What's been surprising, Jason, I mean, only game 3 got closer to the end. But it was a blowout for the Heat early. What's to say Bam and Jimmy do this again, says Martin Jordan. Mario Cristobal says, just like the Celtics, Knew what was the stake last game. I'm sick of excuses for Bam, says Jermaine. Well, Jermaine, he had a great game last game, so I think you were not here. This is embarrassing, says Dominic Woods. The media going to destroy Miami Heat tomorrow. Well, it's not like they haven't done it yet, so nothing new. All I'm saying is they getting all the calls, and Caleb Martin misses another free throw. With free throws, Miami Heat could be a little less far away, but this is just a bad game. Jason Tatum attacking the basket. He misses. Rebound for Duncan Robinson, who's in. Oladipo going in now. He finds Caleb Martin in the corner. Caleb Martin attacking Horford. Martin has been more aggressive than Ben. He looks back to the basket and he makes it too. So Caleb Martin actually being aggressive tonight. 12 points already. Too bad he missed 2 free throws. Score is not moving, says Pedro Vasquez Jr. Well, it's because they're not scoring. It's not my fault. I promise. Oh, man, that's funny. Score is not moving. Yeah, I know. Grant Williams from 3. He misses. He's not moving because the Celtics have missed a lot of shots. The Heat are missing a lot of shots. The ball back to Oladipo. Now, Duncan Robinson for 3. He misses. Another short one for Duncan. So the Heat actually on a mini run here. Too bad they missed all those free throws, because that would have been a little bit closer now. Great defensive play by Caleb Martin. So right now it's Martin against the Celtics. Gabe Vincent giving 2 points to Duncan Robinson. What a great teammate is that Gabe Vincent, huh? Getting himself an assist, but taking an assist away from Caleb Martin, though. That first quarter did us in. Yeah, I know. Vannevar, 23 points now. Keep playing. This series is just flat out weird. Dominic Woods. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Duncan hasn't made a 3 this whole series. Try Mark Keefe. What the fuck? Well, when was the last time Duncan made a 3? Game 1 versus Atlanta? Right, because he didn't play that much against the Sixers. I don't know. That's a good question. Caleb Martin now, 12 points. 1 steal. He's been the best. Well, no, he hasn't been the best guy from the bench. Oladipo actually has. Look, the Miami Heat bench tonight have 32 points, right? Well, thanks to Martin. Well, Vincent giving the ball to Robinson. So it's 32 points. I'm sorry. 32 points. The Miami Heat has 50. So there you go. The starters only 18 points. This could be a game. Could be interesting. If the Heat can have a great quarter like they did in game 1 of game 3. All right. Couple of plays to get going here in the third quarter. 76-50. Tatum for 3. He makes it. So that's a dagger right there. Good shot by Tatum. They've struggled today for 3. The ball, Depot. He finds Adebayo. Back Depot to the basket. 2 points. No foul call. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Pritchard shoots one. He made it. But it didn't count, I guess. Let's watch the replay because that would be a couple of daggers for the Heat. Let's see. Yeah, it was still in his hand. Not by much, though. It was kind of close. So 76-52, 24-point game. That's a lot to overcome. Like we said, the Celtics actually not having a great night tonight, but the Heat is just having a historically bad, horrible night. Celtics 23 for 63 from the field, 36.5%, 5 for 27, and that's thanks to that last three from Tatum to close the third quarter. So 18.5% for the Celtics from three. They're, I mean, 25 out of the 76 points coming off the free throw line. They've missed 5 free throws. The Miami Heat have missed 6. 0 for, no, not 0 for, 8 for 14 right now. The Heat 19 for 65 from the field, 29.2%. That's just terrible, horrible. And they're now 6 for 20 from 3, 30% there. I mean, this is not even a game right now. It's kind of it's not a huge blowout because the Celtics have just struggled, but it could be 95 to 52 and it would be okay. If they shot like they did in game, was it game 1? No, game 2 in Miami when they just shot themselves a lot. They shot a lot of threes. All right. Doogie Fresh said the Heat are playing like the Roomba vacuum. It's going all over the place. Making noise, but them hairs and crumbs are still all over the place. Roger Bouncheroon says, I let them talk. I'm confident he will take game 5. Rene Luis says, no, he didn't because the shot clock expired. They're talking about the Pritchard shot. Dev James 25. Hero would have been 4 for 16, but at least he's aggressive every game, unlike Jimmy, Bam, and Lowry. Let me see how many shots did Butler have. Well, he had 14 shots. He tried. He's actually leading the team right now with 14 shots and 27 minutes played. The only guy that played a little bit more than him was Bam with 27-44. He's at 27-28. So Bam only 5 attempts in 3 quarters. Strus 0 for 7. I know you guys love to pick on Duncan Robinson, but Max Strus is 0 for 7 tonight. From the field, 0 for 4 from 3. No points. Minus 33. He's the worst by Miami tonight in that regard. But it's a negative for everybody. It's not like it's on Strus or anything. It's just a bad night overall for the entire team. Oladipo actually playing starting minutes. 23 minutes and 35 seconds, more than PJ Tucker, 21-18. And deservedly so. He's had 20 points so far. He's leading the Heat with those 20 points, 12 for Caleb Martin. The third best scorer, you guys are not going to believe who it is. It is Bam Adebayo with 9 points. That's how bad the offense is going on tonight. All right, Rene Luis, for real, here at least, going to take his shots. All right, here we go. Fourth quarter. Come on, Heat, let's make it a game, at least. Let's make it a 10-point game or anything. All right. Right now, it's Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, and PJ Tucker just sitting down, chilling on the bench. It's Martin, Vincent, Detman, Duncan Robinson, and Oladipo on the court. Jaylen Brown, back to Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum falls. I'm surprised they didn't call a foul there. Ooh, that looked like a good block by Gabe Vincent on Grant Williams, who's mad. He punches the back of the bottom of the basket. He's complaining. He got hit in the hand. No, his shoulder, I guess. Let's see. Grant attacking and Vincent. I mean, he got the ball and the arm, but okay. Let me see. Vanivar says, string together 3 scores and 2 stops to start and make them sweat. Has to be right from the horn. We need to get this down to 15 by the 8-minute mark. I agree. They have 76 points. We just can't score. Yeah. I can live with that off night, but we played better after that first quarter. Yeah, I mean, let me check again. It was They lost the second quarter 28-22, and they tied the third quarter 19-19. So, I mean, that third quarter could have been a comeback there if the offense would have been better. But it is what it is. Horford going past Detman, 2 free throws. More free throws for the Celtics. Rene Lewis, all that slander hero been getting. Jason Mayers, we just need another 39-14 quarter and we win by 1. There you go. There you go. That's what we were expecting. Miami just got beat badly this game. There's really not more to it than that. Yeah, but I know what you're saying, but it was different. I think you guys let me know what you think. In game 2 was different when Pritchard hit a 3. That it's different because in that game the Celtics were just unbelievable for 3. So there's not a lot to do there. But tonight I feel like it was just an off night for the Miami Heat. So I don't know. It feels different. I mean, both are horrible losses anyway. After that Hail Mary shot went in, I'm convinced the Catholic priests are praying for the Celtics to win. Duncan and Demon better not be in the team this year. Patrick Humboldt says Spo gonna play Bam at 4. Robinson for 3, and there it is. A 3 for Duncan Robinson. Finally. If anyone else showed up, Depot with his points would have given us a great chance to win. And now Horford hits a 3. Now, oh my God. Well, it's hard. It's hard. You got to understand the league wants a 7-game series after Warriors have a 3-0 lead against the Mavs. Victor Oladipo, 2. Duncan Robinson for 3. In and out. Misses. That was a foul on Jaylen Brown. And now Brown and Detman talking to each other, getting to know each other a little bit better. And technical foul for both. Scott extend the series faster with a great performance. All right. Let me see. Miami need a big lineup. Spo, Packing, Kyle, Jimmy. He's definitely going to 7 games. Annie Davis says, poor you, I feel you. Have to talk about this. Ooh, that was a great block by Horford, and he's enjoying it. We need Dwayne Wade back. Jason Mayer says, I agree, Jermaine. If he's not making threes, he's useless. Talking about who? Let me see. Jermaine. I'm trying to read some of you guys' comments to pick some of them. No one shooting today. Yeah, that's a reality. Can't really be mad at Duncan. Well, Duncan hasn't even tried much. But Struz has no points, for example. Oladipo for 3. Wide open shot and missed it. Great rotation by the Celtics. Derek White going at it. A foul call on Victor Oladipo. Come on, refs. Just let this finish. Don't make it longer than when it needs to be. Come on. Man, Boston love falling down. It's like they're skating on ice. The way they're falling left and right. What do you think about starting Vic over Lowry next game? I don't think that's going to be the decision by Eric Spoelstra. Honestly, I think he's going to stay the same. I don't think he's moving anything. It's just, I mean, when you have this type of performance, it's just It's a collective issue. And you're not gonna sit Max Struz after this. You could maybe start. It will also depend how Jim is feeling, I guess. But right now, you had no points from PJ Tucker and no points from Max Struz. You know Tucker's gonna give you great defense, so you have to start him. Lowry had only 3 points. So from the starting guys, I know you guys are picking on Adebayo, but he actually led the starting unit with 9 points. And we'll see if he comes back. But it was actually the rest of the team that was even worse than him. Pritchard attacking now. Back to Grant Williams. I hope LeBron is watching this. Vannevar says nope. Pritchard with 2 points. Mario Cristogo says the second Sedman gets into the game, he has 2 fouls. Then when he gets back again, he drops a pass that hits him in the hands, and then he gets a technical. Dominic Wood says LeBron and Donovan to the Heat this summer. Wow. And who will go out then? Hero and a package, I guess. I'll gladly help pack Duncan bags when he gets traded. Donnerson Durant Jr. says, had a good strategy last game, went back to the stupid switch defense this game, hasn't worked all playoffs. Well, the thing is, it's not on the defense right now. The Celtics are scoring what any team would score in a playoff game. It's about our offense tonight. It's just been terrible. Every time the Celtics foul, they cry. Sincere Duel says, a collective issue, but Lowry's playing piss poor. Vic is better on D. He can just be as good as a distributor and a better scorer and shot creator. Yeah, it could be. I don't see it happening, though. I think he's going to stay with Kyle Lowry. If you're going to sit someone, and depending on if Hero is coming back or not, the thing is we haven't seen a unit with Butler, Tucker, Adebayo, Oladipo, and Lowry, right? I don't remember getting to see this type of unit together. So we'll see. Right now, 31 points is the difference. That's a smack in the face. The scary thing is all with without Marcus Smart. That's what worries me. Yeah, but you know what? Derek White got him going today. So just like Smart kind of did in game 2, it was Smart Derek White tonight. Brown and Tatum stay hitting the ground. No LeBron, please. Donovan, yes, says Luis Manuel del Busto. Since the turn of the century, this horrific scoring by the Heat is one of their worst ever. Yeah, I was looking through some of the numbers. I have the fewest points by a team. They already passed it. It was 46 by the Bombers. But going back to a closer date to our in 2003, 2004, the New Jersey Nets scored 56 points. They lost 78 to 56 to the Detroit Pistons. But that's the thing. The Heat is at 57 points right now. But do you guys feel it was a great defensive performance by the Celtics? Because I don't. I don't know if you feel the Celtics just shut the Miami Heat offense. I don't feel that way. All right. Then the Pistons again in the 2005-2006 playoffs, the Eastern Conference semifinals, they got the Cleveland Cavaliers to score only 61 points. Then, let me see, the Washington Wizards in the 2013-2014 season, Eastern Conference semifinals, they lost to the Indiana Pacers 85-63. So 63 points then. 2008-2009, the New Orleans Hornets lost to the Denver Nuggets as well. 121-63. So look at that score. 121-63. And you guys are complaining about tonight, which is right now a 28 points difference. That was horrible. 121-63. The Heat also stopped the Hornets 93-63 in the 2003-2004 Eastern Conference first round. The Raptors also in the 21-22 when Duncan Robinson hits another three. Duncan Robinson. We need some of this from Duncan. All right, let me keep checking some of the scores. They're at 60 right now, so they're going up. They're closing into all of these teams that I just told you. So it was the Hornets, the Raptors, the Trailblazers as well in 98-99. The Hawks in the 98-99 season. Let me see if there are any other 2000s. Your Miami Heat in the 2008-2009 playoffs, the Eastern Conference first round against the Hawks, they lost 90-64. 90-64 was that score. The Heat right now at 62, so they're getting at you. They're getting at these teams already, and they're probably going to go past these teams. Dwayne Dedman now being aggressive of Daniel Theis, and that's 2 points for Dwayne Dedman. All right. Okay, let me see if there are any other 2000s. I told you about the Miami Heat 64. Okay, the Pistons only scored 64 as well against the New Jersey Nets, Eastern Conference semifinals in 2003-2004. The Celtics beat 66-64. They beat the Pistons. That's the lowest scoring game between two teams, 66-64. The Boston Celtics here in Boston beating the Pistons, the 2001-2002 playoffs. Derek White for three. He misses. Rebound for Dedman. Gabe Vincent to Depot for three. And he makes it. So, I mean, I've been watching this, and it's 90-68 now, 92-68. Okay. So let me see who else in the 2000s. Let me go back to 2000s. Let me see if they're okay. Chicago Bulls against the Miami Heat, only 65 points. 2012, 2013. 2 straight threes for Miami. They could have made it again if they started hitting these threes earlier, but a little too late. Too little too late, maybe. We'll see. They're hitting threes now, so they're at 71 now. So they're already past all of those teams. Gabe Vincent with a consecutive threes, and we'll see if Boston asks for a timeout. No, they keep going, and they hit a three now. So not to stress over. It was 90. It was 92-71, so it was a 21, and we thought it could be closer, but it's not. All right. So let me check. Any other 2000s? The Hawks, 65 points against the Celtics at Boston as well. 07-08 playoffs. Pritchard with those 5 points is actually taking the Celtics away and taking this game because the Heat was hitting threes consecutively. And that looked like a foul on Oladipo. I agree with him. Let's see now. Pritchard getting to the basket now. Nobody can stop him. Ball back to Theis, to White. A little too late, but they are actually hitting threes now. The Pacers in the 03-04 also scored 65 points, but they only lost 69-63. Dwayne Dedman hit a three now. Also, the Pacers in the 03-04, that same series, actually, back-to-back games, 65 points. The Pistons, those Pistons. The Suns in the 99-2000 Western Conference semifinals against this Lakers, 65. I mean, the Heat is already over all of these teams. We were just checking. But those were some of the teams that in our era had that type of performance. So I mean, the Heat wasn't that bad, but it was close at some point. Yard 7 is in the game. His first 2 points. I'm surprised. Well, I know why Sproul did it, but I'm surprised he didn't put Yard 7 in earlier in the game, especially with all the struggles Deadman has been facing. Why not? I mean, this has been like this since the first quarter anyway. So I don't know. Sometimes Sproul waits too much, I think. I don't know if it's trying not to get too away from the original plan, but in these 2 games, the game 2 and tonight, those were 2 games for the bench to get some minutes. Markieff Morris, that's another guy that could have gotten some minutes. All right, hope you guys liked. I did a research and everything, so you guys can be mad at me now. I did my homework. I got some information for all of you that thought this could be a historic night. It's not going to be a historic night. It was just an awful night, and that was it. Duncan Robinson back to year 7. The floater he misses. You see, these are the type of shots that the Heat missed all night, and they are not good defensive performances by the Celtics. So that's what I'm saying. I didn't feel like it was. I didn't feel like it was the Celtics just playing great defense. Not at all. And the Heat has also, I mean, they've scored 24 points in this quarter. They actually, I mean, they lost the first 2. They tied the third one, and they're winning the fourth one. It's close, but they're winning the fourth one. So just 2 horrible quarters. 2 horrible quarters for the Heat. I like that Robinson is getting some shots up at least. The Celtics getting to 100. You see, it wasn't a great performance by the Celtics offensively either. So they were just, I mean, it was hard to be as horrible as the Heat tonight. Fernando says, Alejandro, like always, thank you, brother. See you in game 5. Fernando Lopez, thank you for staying here. I mean, you stayed almost until the end of the game. And we did too. We like hanging out with you guys. Caleb Martin, another 3-pointers from far away now. He misses, and then Highsmith lets it go. The crowd is ready to go home. The Celtics have missed. I mean, I'm telling you, they're having a bad night too. Let me check their percentages. Duncan Robinson with a contested 3, another 3 for Duncan Robinson. Now he's getting hot. So the Celtics are 31 for 77. All right, Duncan to Vincent for 3. Oh, misses. Medellín, Miami dice, nos dieron una monta de pela. Sí, tremenda pela. Sincere Dewell says, appreciate it, brother. Sorry you had to sit through this game, but the interaction with the comments makes it worth for me. Yeah, I mean, that's the idea, to hang out, chill, relax, and enjoy the game together. So, I mean, Robinson now padding the stats a little bit. He's 5 for 9 from the field and 4 for 7. 4 for 7. Let me check. Yeah, 4 for 7. So he's actually he's at 14 points for Duncan Robinson. He is actually the second best scorer in the game. for the Heat. He went over Caleb Martin, has 12. Victor Oladipo with 23. Too bad we couldn't make it more of a game for Depot's effort. Luis, nothing is hero. He's going to be a good player in the future, but he needs to win now. Cool Iguana wants Yurt over Deadman. What do you guys think? Might need Duncan to have a great shooting game at some point, so good to see it going in for him. Yes, finally. That's some solid numbers by Duncan. Yeah, too bad it was too late. We'll get them in Dade County. That game 5 is gonna be fire. So we're gonna be back here on Wednesday. You better be here. Let your friends know. They don't have to watch and listen to the ESPN broadcast. They don't. Tell them to come over here and enjoy the rest of the game with us, the rest of the series. And help us, man. We're trying to get to 19,000 subscribers tonight. Maybe that was why. I have to put a different thing scrolling down there. It's my fault. I'll take it. I'll take the loss. Right now, 18,654 subscribers. We went up by 25 during this game, so I like it. It's a good contribution. You can keep going though. You have 130 people here. Are the 130 of you already subscribed to our channel? 135 now. Let me know. I'm gonna be watching. And remember, as soon as the game's over, post-up show here on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel, hosted by our friend Royal Shepherd. Let me see if they're doing it because they like to just disappear at some point. Yeah, they're doing it. Okay. So let me see. Yeah, it's set up already. Let's do it. The post up. Let's turn it on. Let's see how many people joined us today. At least 6,000 people. Good. Good. For this type of game, it's a good number. All right. If you were listening to the coach Mike, Celtics coach was basically trying to get Heat to not shoot any threes but drive to the basket. Effie Duncan, Struz, Bam, Jimmy, Kyle Lowry, or Vic. I'll try that 5 at some point next game. So Duncan, Struz, Bam, Jimmy, Kyle. I think you take Duncan out, I guess. So you're basically saying to put Victor Oladipo in for PJ Tucker in the starting lineup at some point. The Heat are the only consistent winning team in Miami. No need to bash them. Yeah, exactly. They're the only fun team to watch. Well, the Panthers too, but they're not in Miami. We need to win now. You guys love to trade anyone. I'm telling you, you want. Okay, you want to trade Hero for Duncan for Donovan Mitchell, right? Well, Donovan Mitchell hasn't been to any finals. Well, not Duncan, Hero. So I don't know. I think it's Jimmy's year this year. Well, we'll see. In Pat Riley, we trust. Guys, the series just tied 2-2. Relax. Enjoy basketball. Enjoy life. It's going to be all right. Let me see. 18 points only by all of our starters. Miami scored the Celtics in the fourth quarter. Yeah, that's a sad part. I mean, they won. At least they won a quarter. 30 points. So they did put up 30 points. It was trash minutes, though. Duncan Robinson for 3, in and out. But I like Duncan taking shots. Bro, stop. Donovan Mitchell is better than anyone on this team. Are you crazy? Yeah, I know. But then you're going to trade away. You're going to trade away who? Tyler Hero and somebody else, I guess. It's not going to be just Hero for Mitchell. So, I don't know. We'll see. Still a 2-2 series, though. Don't rush. Don't rush into the off season. It's a 2-2 series. Vanivar, what happened? Celtics fans has entered the chat. I'm out. We needed this all quarters. Yeah, it's a little too late. Mitchell can shoot. tried Hero and Bam. So you wanna who's gonna be our big then? You wanna trade Hero and Bam, so you have to trade for a big guy too, or two big guys, because for what we've seen, Deadman is not really. So far, he hasn't been what we need for the playoffs, I guess. So don't worry. Membrane Rick, I like it. I still got the guts. I like it. I like it. All right. So it's going to end up being a 20-point game. It feels like it could have been a 40-point game, and it was. But we'll get him next game, like our friend Frank says here. So that's the end of the game. Boston Celtics 102, Miami Heat 82. Thank you to all of you that stayed here with us until the end of the game. It's a 2-2 series going back to Miami. The Miami Heat took one of the two games in Boston, and we're going to be going back to FTX Arena for Game 5 of this series. Just a quick review. 23 points for Victor Oladipo, 14 for Duncan Robinson, 12 for Caleb Martin. And from the starting lineup, the best, talking about points-wise, was Bam Adebayo with 9 points, but he only had 5 attempts, so something to look into it as we go for Game 5. We need aggressive Bam, and we need more from all of our starters. Max Strus 0 for 7 from the field, including 0 for 4. PJ Tucker 0 for 4 from the field. Butler only 3 for 14. Misses only 3-pointers. He's only 2 3-pointers. So not a lot coming from Miami on the offensive side. For the Celtics, though, 37 points for Jason Tatum. No, 31 points for Jason Tatum. And let me see who else. 14 points for Peyton Pritchard. 13 for Derek White. 12 for Brown and Williams III. And the Celtics take this game 102-82. Thank you, guys. We will see you soon here in the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. Go over to the post-up show. It's going to be a quick one, I bet. So you guys have fun. Thank you very much. Follow us if you haven't done so. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. Let's get to 19,000 subscribers. And let's have a great night. Get some rest. And we'll see you guys later. Like our friends Dash Suit says, it was 2-2 versus Philly. This is a 7-game series if everyone is healthy. 2 more quarters that Boston won. We tied one and we won one. So that count is funny. So thank you, guys. We'll see you soon. Thank you for staying here. Jason, Frank, Alan, Jermaine, Mac for a Better Tomorrow, Michael, Dashus, Roger, Nova Kane, Anthony, Terrence, Rene Lewis, Dance James, Brain, Ricky, Kamer, Mark, Abel, Rene Luis, Luis M, Terrence, Jason, Cool Iguana, all of you that send your messages, Van, Brian. Let me say who else is here to give you guys a shout out. Dominic, who else? Just scrolling real quick. Kevin Luis, Alejandro El Tocayo, and let me see if anybody else. That's about it. Those are the guys that stayed to the end. Doug, thank you. Medellin, Miami Molina also staying here until the end. Obidam Owusus, thank you very much. Jermaine, see you guys on Game 5. And have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your night. Go on and check the post-up show here on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. Bye-bye.